I am now. Hello. Oh God, guys, I have I don't know how to explain this. So, I can breathe crystal clear. My nostrils are totally fine. But I have so much congestion right here. Like, it's so bad that if I lean over, oh, it's like excruciating. Like, if I lean over this much, it is excruciating pain right here. How can I be congested like right here? Is it my brain? It's a sinus infection? Yeah, but isn't this my sinus? Oh, is that what Melina had? Maybe that's like the disease I got or whatever. Ugh. I got whatever I have too. Now I got it from Melina. I think it's like COVID too. It's like ultra, ultra, ultra infectious because I think almost everybody that I went out with to the casino, I think almost all of them got sick. So, yeah. We literally super spread like crazy. What are your main problems with Armored Core 6 right now? Here's one huge problem. This is almost a game-breaking problem. Oh, also I'm going to do email messages real quick. The missions in this game are way too short. I do not understand what the rationale was for that. The Armored Core 6 missions are literally like 6 minutes apiece. It is insane. Again, this might be a trend, but I remember like an earlier Armored Core 6 mission I played, it's like 15, 20 minutes maybe to do a mission. There's like multiple levels, multiple stages, multiple things. Not like a level, like just different areas you go through. These missions are like 5 minutes sometimes. It's like really weird. It makes the game, because part of the earlier Armored Core games was you kind of have to balance out like how much ammo do you bring, what's the AP of your mech, like you have to have enough hit points to survive like a whole level, blah, blah, blah. But in this game, it's like bring whatever the fuck you want, you know? Are you a super vector for diseases? You cause such and other chemists nearly die, and now other casino goers nearly die. Maybe. I don't normally get sick that often, although when I travel, I've been getting kind of sick. Although it's gotten better. But this time, I knew I was going to get sick this time, because Melina's had a cough for like a month. And I was obviously laying with her for like, yeah, 5 times. But yeah, post-COVID, I've gotten sick quite a bit. Maybe it's the vaccines have destroyed my immune system. Even when I am sick, I use no spray to help with airflow. My airflow is fine. I just have like my sinus up here like fucked somehow. But my voice is getting a little better, so yeah, I don't know. Isn't Snoop Dogg like 60 years old? No offense, but literally nobody knows what's going on in the missions you play and the plot, because it's always literal who's talking over the game and they're nobody cares about the story. All right. Oh, he's 51. Wanna go for a checkup? What the fuck is a checkup? I ain't got time for that bullshit. Oh, you guys didn't even have the auto for that, sorry. Stay mad. Some guy sent me an email yesterday. He said, $1 million movie idea. And his email body was, The Mask, but Jim Carrey is a terminally online Twitter leftist, and when he puts on the mask, he turns into blackface. What do you think?
Hi, Destiny, have you ever played Magic the Gathering or considered playing it?
It's fucking so stupid. Mel time.
Jag tror att det blir ganska tråkigt att bara prata med kvinnor som är ganska typ dumma, som de tar med som inte...
Som bara
Ja,
håller
vad
med,
är
håller
det?
med. Håller med.
Exakt, jag tror att det blir ganska tråkigt
Fuck
efter ett
you.
tag. Jag tror vissa är så.
Men vad är det som gör att du tar debatten varje gång? För när man tittar på de här klippen, det är rätt hetsigt. De är liksom, det är inte en jättetrevlig stämning. Och du får ju en del både liksom skäll och hot och hat, vad jag förstår.
Alltså, jag kanske är lite konstig, men jag tycker att det är kul. Och sen så känner jag också att det är nog ganska
Why is she
viktigt
fucking
att
speaking
prata med
Swedish?
de här
I don't know what the fuck
för att
she's
det är
talking
ingen annan
about.
som gör det. För att det är viktigt att prata med dem och också...
What a fucking loser. She's just trying to cut me out of everything in her life. I can't even understand what she's saying.
Greater than my text GigaChat IT. You scream GigaChat, you read it, you GigaChat when GigaChat wrap this.
Oh, here. Maybe you could have actually learned Swedish the last few years. Bro, if I would learn another language, it should be Spanish, okay? Anybody have movies that they've never seen before, but they've watched so many clips? You've probably basically watched the movie. I feel like that way with Margin Call and The Big Short. I feel like I pretty much watched the movie at this point, but... All of Margin Calls on YouTube? Yeah. Oh god, somebody emailed me with their Oppenheimer take, and we vibed with each other so hard.
Steven, looks like you have a sinus infection, lol. Don't listen to chat. They keep saying you'll die, but it has a mortality rate of 67%. So your odds of surviving are 33%. Not too bad.
Thank you for your Oppenheimer takes. Jesus Christ, I feel like I've been going crazy, but you've perfectly said everything I felt about watching Oppenheimer. I was so much in denial, trying to convince myself that I must not have understood the film since Nolan made it, that it's just a good movie. The introduction, the pacing, the dialogue, the plot, it felt like you took everything bad about Nolan's movies and cranked it up to 11. Everything with the court cases and Oppenheimer's security clearance was so unclear, I was getting frustrated watching the movie. They also did such a horrible job establishing his relationships. Cringy r/I am really smart dialogue. Oh, my apologies. I read it in the original German, m'lady. Followed by a sex scene, followed by them telling but not showing how deep and meaningful these relationships were to him. My favorite part was when he comes home with good news. His baby is crying and his wife is drinking. Immediately, he takes the baby to get taken after by his friend.
All Destiny DGG.
Next time we see him...
Man, DGG, please.
His baby is crying and his wife is drinking. Immediately, he takes the baby to get taken after by his friend. Next time we see either the friend or the baby, they say they're going on vacation. The next time we see them, the baby's a child and is living with Oppenheimer again. It's such a waste of screen time. His wife's random debate bro moment was hilarious too. The only time in the movie I felt anything was when the bomb was about to go off. This is the only time in the entire film I was actually intrigued and excited for what they were building up towards. It's frustrating because it really makes me think a Nolan movie about Oppenheimer working on the Manhattan Project would have been so interesting. Too bad that's only a third of what we actually got. I just wanted to say I completely get where you're coming from, and for once you have a good movie take. Your food takes are awesome, and I'm enjoying a nice hot cup of rich, smooth, hot chocolate right now, and it is lovely. I might have... That last part went through the Ministry of Misinformation first, but... Thank you, Brandon. Classic moot clip.
Okay, you ready? I guess.
Oh no.
I'm moot! I'm in! Okay, well, I'm nowhere near.
I'm in.
Oh, moot!
Moot! What are you doing? Get in there!
I don't know what you want.
Kill her! She EQ, EQ, EQ! EQ, EQ, EQ! Get W, Q, 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 Q.
Have it up. You're. Now shut up.
We're not on the same. We're not on the same page, Moot.
We can't be because you won't stop. I'm nowhere near you and you fucking jump in a mile away.
Hey, you ready?
I guess.
Moot! I'm in!
Okay, well, I'm nowhere near you.
Moot! Oh, Moot! What are you doing? Get in there!
I don't know what you want.
Kill her! She EQ, EQ, EQ! EQ, EQ, EQ! Get W, Q, 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 Q.
Have it up. You're.
And you think the same center guy and Janelle on the same call one day? Ooh, that guy's a mega scammer too. Is the biker in the wrong?
When we get out there.
Oh, this is really weird. I don't think there's any way to justify the cops' actions.
Nah, there's no way that's a cop, bro. Whoa, what are you doing, bro?
I will say, biker is a little bit dumb though, because he just brake checked him, and the biker just like doesn't respond much at all. Which
Oh,
is a
maybe it
little
is.
weird.
Shit. Why he brake check me? What are you?
Oh fuck! Hold on. Now that I'm looking, actually, wait, I don't know. The biker guy is actually not paying attention at all to his driving. I just noticed that. Holy shit! Wait.
Whoa, what are you doing, bro?
So look at his speed. It takes this guy like 3 seconds to slow
Maybe
down.
it is. Shit.
So
Why?
brake lights are on here. Biker guy's going 80 miles an hour. Brake lights are on. We're at 37 seconds.
He brake checked
38,
me.
79, 39. Oh shit, hold on.
What are you?
39, 40, 40 seconds. So we've gone 3 seconds and we've reduced our speed by like 2 miles per hour. Now he starts to slow down, but it's a full 4 seconds later. Yeah, I don't know. What? Why do you look down and to his left? I have no idea what he's looking at.
What are you?
Apparently I had the same take last time I watched this, so okay.
What are you doing, man? When we get out there.
What are you doing, man? Oh, here you go. Okay. I'm doing emails and stuff. Get educated. This is cute. Down and left to look at mirror to see if he was going to get hit from behind while he's going 80 miles an hour? I don't buy that. Sorry. I'm not buying that one at all. Not when you've got a car in front of you braking. Based pedo interview. These types of bikes can stop way faster than the cop car. Even when he started braking, he wasn't even close for max brake. Is that actually true? Can a good sports bike stop quicker than a good sporty car? Cars have more inertia and more weight, but they got 4 wheels to stop and a more sophisticated braking system. Bikes weigh way less. What stops faster, motorcycle or car? I don't know. Oh, I bet it's probably, I'm just guessing, I don't know. Stop saying factory expansion, it's not for 1 year, you fucking retard. I don't know fuck all about bikes, I'm just kind of guessing based on my limited knowledge of like cars and shit. My guess too is that you can't have as many sophisticated systems controlling braking on bikes because it's just 2 wheels. Whereas like on cars, you've got electronic steering protection, you've got really advanced ABS and everything these days. It's probably a lot harder to do that on a bike without losing control. That'd be my guess, but I could be wrong. If you got the space, you should always let go of the gas and swerve around. If not, you pray the ABS won't make you slide all over the freeway. Okay, I cannot speak for bikes, so everything I say is related to cars. But with the way that ABS works on cars, assuming you're driving a car past year 2010, the correct way to stop in a car when you need to is to slam the brakes. You put your foot all the way down on the brake pedal. I don't believe you're supposed to pump. You just put it all the way down because the ABS will do all the work. The idea of like slowly pumping your brakes to gain traction control, blah, 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 that was only in older cars that didn't have automatic braking systems or electronic. I don't think ESP applies here, but yeah. I don't know if that's the case on a bike or not though, so.
Formations like these require long hours of intensive drilling and careful judgment. When the troop goes around the corner, the riders on the outside of the turn have to adjust their speed to keep even with the riders on the inside. The man on the outside has to ride a lot farther and a lot faster in order to keep up with the parade. The outside wheels must spin faster than the wheels on the inside because they have a greater distance to travel in the same length of time. When a wagon turns a corner, the wheels can travel at different speeds because each one can turn freely on the axles. And in the early automobiles, the rear wheels turned separately and only one wheel was connected to the engine. But when only one wheel was driven by the engine, it had to do all the work, and it couldn't get a good enough grip on the road to do its job properly. So the one-wheel drive was soon out of date.
What are these fucking videos? Like, who's making these? Is it like the US government? Was it like for a college or like what like who commissioned these videos? I'm so curious. Oh, Chevrolet. And then where were they released? Do they just go out to like the general public or? Cause they didn't have VHS in 1937, did they? Like, where were these even broadcast on? Was it just on TV or?
But if two wheels are locked on an axle so that they are not free to turn separately, one or the other has to slide. So engineers had to find a way to connect both rear wheels to the engine without sliding and slipping on turns. The device which makes this possible is a part of the rear axle. It is called the differential because it can drive the rear wheels at different speeds. The differential looks complicated, but once we understand its principle, it is amazingly simple. These two wheels are mounted on separate axles and supported by a frame so that they can revolve freely at different speeds. Let's fasten a spoke on the inner end of each axle so that by turning the spokes, we can turn each wheel separately. With a bar or crosspiece, we can turn both wheels in the same direction at the same rate of speed. Let's get something to hold this bar in place so that it will press against the spokes. Notice that this
Am I
support
doing emails?
is
I'm
not
doing
locked
emails.
to the
I
axle.
don't have many though.
It turns freely. Now, we can spin the wheels by rotating the support. This is fine, as long as both wheels are able to turn at the same speed. But let's see what happens when we go around the corner. With this arrangement, we cannot drive one wheel faster than the other. And if we stop one wheel, the other wheel won't budge. Let's put this bar on a pivot so that it can swing in either direction.
I wonder if this is dubbed or if a guy is talking while the person is going. It's probably dubbed.
Now, the bar can still turn both wheels at the same speed. And because it pivots, it lets one wheel turn even when the other is stopped. But if turned too far, the bar will swing around until it won't drive the spokes that turn either wheel. We need another crossbar and more spokes to carry on the job. When we stop one wheel, the crossbars will continue to push the spokes of the free wheel around. As long as both wheels are free to turn, the bars do not swing on their pivot, and the wheels move at the same speed. Now we have the working principles of a differential. To adapt the model for use in an automobile, we will have to make a few changes. In order to reduce the jerky action caused by wide spaces between the spokes, we will put in more spokes.
It's not a racial slur.
Further filling in the spaces between the spokes gives steadier, more continuous action, and changing the shape gives firm, constant contact. Now we can make the gears thicker and stronger, and we have differential gears. The edges are cut so that they will fit together more smoothly and silently, and another gear is added to share the work of driving the axles. The principle is the same. In order to turn the support and drive the wheels, we can fasten a large gear here, connected by a smaller gear to a source of power. Notice that the power is connected to the differential at the center line. We can make our model more compact by moving the gears closer together. When we put our differential in an automobile, we have to leave room for the drive shaft, which carries the power from the engine. We may build the floor of the car above the drive shaft. But if we do, we won't have much room inside unless we make the top of the car high too. Of course, we could lower the floor and ceiling, but the drive shaft would be higher than the floor. This would have disadvantages. A shaft in the middle of the floor of an automobile would be inconvenient for passengers and would be awkward for carrying luggage. Today, engineers have found a way to make the car roomier and closer to the road without a clumsy shaft above the floor. The drive shaft from the engine to the differential is lowered out of the way, and the drive shaft is connected to the rear axle at the bottom. The new low center drive makes the rear axle quieter, stronger, and more durable, because it gives better, smoother contact between the gears. The automobile of today, with the low center drive, is stronger and more rugged. Every part of the rear axle has been built to withstand strains far greater than it will ever meet on the straightaway or around the corner.
Wow. Done. Jesus. Perfect timing.
This is a mechanical circuit, which is to say it's a collection of mechanical components that together are a really robust analogy for electric circuits. You've got resistors, transistors, capacitors, ammeters, batteries, inductors. It's really incredible what you can build with this thing. And for me, it's really interesting to see my intuitions about electrical circuits in physical form. Like, I can feel voltages and see currents. It's called spintronics. There's a link in the description. They're not paying me at all to make this video. I want to be clear about that. But when I saw the Kickstarter, I just knew I had to make a video about it because I
got bagel and cream.
Yeah?
love an analogy. Let's have a look at a really simple circuit. So this is the battery and this is a resistor, and the two are joined together by a chain. When I charge up the battery by pulling this string, the battery then discharges its energy into the resistor. What's really cool is you can feel the resistance. Like this one, which is 100 ohms, has a certain amount of resistance. This one, which is 200 ohms, has twice that resistance. You can feel it in your hands. And look, when you put the 200 in there, the chain moves at half the speed of when the 100 was in there. So the speed of the chain is like the amps of a circuit. You can connect two resistors in series like this, and the chain moves even more slowly. You can also connect resistors in series like this. That's a bit counterintuitive at first because it kind of looks like they're in parallel, but this is what series looks like in a spintronics circuit. It's a bit like the analogy of water flowing through pipes that you often hear when talking about electronic circuits. But instead of water being pushed through pipes, it's a chain that's being pulled and it's pulling on different components. This is probably a good time to address the Veritasium-shaped elephant in the room. You probably saw his video where he talks about how electronic circuits really work. It's the one about the circuit that's a light second in length. It's a really important video, actually 2 videos, because he did a follow-up that I recommend you watch if you haven't already, because he clears a few things up. They're important videos because it's important to keep in mind what's really going on beneath the models that we have in our heads of how things work. In the videos, he explains that the energy in a circuit is carried by the electric and magnetic fields that hug the wires and components of the circuit. And that kind of puts the lie to the hydrodynamic model, doesn't it? Because if you only have that water flowing through pipes image in your head, then you're thinking, okay, so I push water at this end of the pipe, which pushes on the water next to it, which pushes on the water next to it, which pushes on the water next to it, until this bit of water falls out the other end of the pipe, and that bit of water can be used to do work. And if that's the only model that you have, then you might think, well, it's the same with electrons. I'm pushing the electrons with a voltage through this end of the wire, which pushes on the electrons in front of it, which pushes on the electrons in front of it, until eventually these electrons at the end...
Wait, why are you guys typing God's name? Oh, because I just answered. Okay, fuck. Okay, I'm looking at too many things. Stop. Let me look about electricity. Jesus.
They could be pushed out of the wire and do work, but that's not how it works. The energy is carried by the electric and magnetic fields. Though, to be fair to the electrons, those electric and magnetic fields belong to the electrons. So It is kind of fair to say that it's the electrons that are carrying the energy. It's just that they're not pushing on each other in the way that the water in a pipe model might lead you to believe. But to make a broader philosophical point, like, everything we know in science is just models. Even quantum mechanics is just a model, and it's wrong in the sense that we know it's not a true description of the universe because it doesn't play well with relativity. But we still use quantum mechanics because it's insanely accurate under most circumstances. So you might have the water in a pipe model of...
Wait, where are my
electric
physics
circuit.
people at? Why does why does gravity cause time dilation again? I need somebody to come and explain this to me. I'm trying to figure this out. I could probably just Google it. Let's just Google and learn. What is the intuitive grasping of this? So time dilation occurs because space-time is curved, meaning that if you're traveling on a straight line through space-time and it's curved, it takes you longer in a way to get from like the bottom and the side of here, kind of. Like, what is the, I'm trying to think of like the intuitive grasping of. Okay, never mind. Now we're gonna watch this. So prepare to suffer.
Welcome back to Science Click. Today, time dilation. Time is an essential concept for describing our world. The passing of time allows us to quantify the evolution and the movement of objects. At first glance, one might think that time is absolute, with a single clock for the whole universe. At the beginning of the 20th century, a discovery drastically rocked our previous understanding: relativity. Time is no longer absolute, it is relative. Each object has its own time, its own clock. And two initially synchronized clocks that follow different paths through space can meet again and indicate different times. In 1971, an experiment was carried out using atomic clocks aboard two aeroplanes. After traveling around the Earth in opposite directions, the two initially synchronized clocks showed a difference. The contents of the first plane, clock, passengers, and everything else it contained, appeared to have aged 300 nanoseconds less, a small difference nonetheless detectable by these very precise clocks. How do we explain this phenomenon? How can it be that one of the two clocks had aged less than the other? Has time dilated? Has it passed more slowly? To understand this phenomenon intuitively, it will be useful to first consider a situation that seems completely unrelated. We simply imagine a meadow, on which person A walks straight ahead at a steady pace.
Oh, and then one is going to
Counting
have
her
like
steps,
walking
A
like
measures
a
the
valley or
distance
something,
she
right?
travels across.
Wait, hold on.
Plane. On this meadow, there are two trees, and A is oriented such that on the 20th step, she passes both trees at the same time. Now, a second person, B, is also moving straight ahead, but not in the same direction. From his point of view, B does not pass both trees at the same time. He first passes the tree on the right, then the tree on the left. For A, the passing of the two trees is simultaneous, but for B, it occurs at different times. The order of passage depends on the direction in which one is moving. Let us imagine that A observes the footsteps left by B. From her point of view, A does not perceive the direction of these tracks. She only observes that they seem close together, as if B had marked shorter steps. Likewise, for B, the traces left by A seem contracted. In reality, A and B walk at the same pace. The tracks are identically spaced. It is just a question of perspective due to different orientations. Finally, imagine that A and B walk in the same direction, but that this time, the ground is not flat. B has to walk across a hill.
Oh, this is what I would have imagined.
Again, for A, the tracks
understand
left
the
by
other
B appear
analogy.
to be contracted, as if they were shorter. And once again, it is just a question of perspective. The steps are equally spaced, but they are oriented differently, along the slope of the hill, and thus for A, they seem shorter. To sum up, when two people compare their footsteps, they can observe shorter steps appearing to be contracted, either if the directions are different, or if the surface is curved. This contraction is, however, only an effect of perspective. In reality, the two individuals always walk at the same pace. Now, let's go back to our initial problem. According to relativity, objects in the universe move across a surface called spacetime. It is a fairly complex four-dimensional surface, but to simplify, we can imagine it as two-dimensional, just like the meadow in our example. In spacetime, all objects move, and as they progress along their trajectories, the clocks of each object tick. The time they carry passes as they move forward. The time carried by an object is therefore equivalent to the footprints in the meadow. The seconds that pass on our clocks measure the distance we travel through spacetime. It is very important to understand that all objects, whether it is a human, an apple, a star, or an atom, all move at the same rate. Within 1 second, they always travel the same distance, about 300,000 kilometers through spacetime, but not all in the same direction. Each observer carries two axes. One they call time, tangent to their trajectory, and along which their clock ticks, and another axis perpendicular to time, which they call space. An object that moves in the same direction as us seems to be stationary. The object is still moving through spacetime, but on the axis we call space, it does not change position. Conversely, if the object moves along a direction different from ours, it appears to us to be in motion. Its position varies on the axis we call space. This is called speed. The speed between two objects is the angle between their trajectories. As in the meadow, if we imagine two events that occur at the same time for us, these two events can occur out of sync for someone else, who would be oriented differently. Simultaneity is relative. Be careful, this is not just an optical illusion, but really a difference in perspective. The two observers have different definitions of what they call time and space. Their axes are not the same, hence these different perceptions. As in the meadow, if we observe an object in motion compared to us, we perceive its time axis from a different perspective, as if it were ticking at a different pace. In reality, the times of the two objects tick at the same rate, but in different directions. It is this effect we call time dilation. We understand that this is not really a dilation. The ticking of time has not changed. It is simply a matter of perspective. Imagine a set of twins that is separated, with one remaining on Earth and the other making a round trip at high speed through space. Since the paths don't have the same length through spacetime, at their reunion, the twins are no longer the same age. In the experiment with the aeroplanes, the explanation is similar. The two planes separate, follow different trajectories through spacetime, and it turns out that one of these trajectories is longer than the other in terms of distance through spacetime. The clocks have not traveled the same distance, and therefore do not measure the same durations. Finally, if spacetime is curved, which is the case around a massive body like Earth, we will also perceive a kind of time dilation. The seconds seem to tick at different rates for objects at different altitudes. Twins who separate, live at different altitudes, then reunite, will not have traveled the same distance through spacetime, and therefore one of the twins will have aged more than the other. In the extreme situation in which the slope would be vertical, an object moving there would seem frozen in time from the outside, a situation analogous to the horizon of a black hole. To conclude, the analogy of the meadow gives us a good geometric intuition of what we call time in relativity. Objects all move along a surface, spacetime, and each have their own time and space axes, such that when they are oriented differently, the durations and distances they measure are different.
I got kicked out of your Discord. Travis Bickle did nothing wrong.
The analogy, however, has its limits. It is not perfectly equivalent to relativity. In particular, in the meadow, the footprints appear to be contracted, while in relativity, the time of a moving object seems to be dilated. Another difference, in the plane, it is possible to turn around, you can go back on your steps. But in spacetime, even though objects can accelerate as much as they want, change direction, their trajectories are restricted within a cone. The peculiar geometry of spacetime prevents them from turning backwards. In this weird geometry, the Pythagorean theorem no longer holds. This trajectory is shorter than this one. And there is a kind of speed limit, the speed of light. We call this Lorentzian geometry.
Okay, so I think the idea is that if you're around like a sufficiently massive body, if this is like, if we're in curved space-time, because that's all blah, blah, blah. So if you're sitting here, your journey through space-time, you have to take a lot more steps essentially, right? So time is going to be heavily dilated for you or contracted for you, I guess. I think basic is essentially the thing. I'm trying to remember why, and I started watching Interstellar clips yesterday because I wanted to review a good Nolan movie instead of the dog shit that was Oppenheimer. And I guess I was just trying to think of why when they're on like that water planet Gargantuan, because it's so huge and it curves space-time so much that your journey through space-time there takes a long time relative to somebody outside of this gravity well, because time is space is curved so heavily. Your footsteps take a long time. So this guy might wait out here for like 1 year, and for this guy, you know, it'll hold on, I'm trying to keep in mind of who sees what. The person inside the gravity well might pass 1 minute. The person outside of the gravity well is taking way longer, 1 year. But why? The black hole caused that? No, any sufficiently massive object. Well, no, I'm sorry. Actually, every massive every single object in the universe causes space-time to curve. So time dilation will occur even next to a Red Bull. The larger the object, the greater the time dilation. So Gargantuan did cause space-time to curve. So did the black hole, but also so did Gargantuan. This isn't even physics. This was literally in the movie. I don't know why you guys are saying it was caused by the black hole. That's not true. It was caused by the black hole, and it was caused by Gargantuan. I think the name of the planet was Gargantuan. In the movie, it was because they got too close to the black hole. Oh, wait, was it? I thought it was because the planet was fucking massive, too. Was it all caused by the black hole? Wait, why did they say time? Hold on. Did I misunderstand this? Fuck, where can I find this clip in the movie?
How many years? 4 months, 8 days.
By now it must be.
It's 23 years.
Doyle?
Wait, I'm so confused. How was the planet so close to the black hole? Does the math work out on all of this? How was the planet so close to the black hole that it was causing that much time dilation? Wouldn't this planet have to be orbiting this black hole at an unbelievably fucking quick speed in order to not fall into here? It must be going insanely fast. I thought it was just because the planet was fucking massive. But if the time dilation was because of the black hole, then that means that the planet was close enough to the black hole to be in a pretty... Huh. Oh, weird. That's weird. They were further away from the station. It wasn't the planet. It was their distance from the ship. They were further away from the station. It wasn't the planet. Well, if the planet was massive, then they would be crushed. Yeah, I guess because I said it was only 130% of Earth's gravity, huh? I guess I shouldn't try to make sense of it intuitively because none of the stuff in this movie actually makes sense near the black holes anyway, which is really weird. I don't know why some things Nolan does, he tries to be like really physics accurate, and then other things make no sense whatsoever. Like, I don't think there was any reason for them to eject the pods when they were near the black hole, and also there's no way you could get that close to a black hole like that in terms of physics. Why is dropping a pod, why is that helping you at all? It didn't make any sense. And then also, I mean, obviously they would have been crushed or spaghettified, probably being that close to a black hole as well, right? It was to lose mass so they could accelerate faster out. Did they accelerate after? I thought they used all their fuel first. If they were accelerating after, that actually does make sense. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. Hold on, let me check. Cooper dropped into black hole.
Port side. Do you read?
I guess if they're accelerating afterwards, it would actually make sense that dropping that would help because you have less mass to push. That's true. It wasn't the black hole near the planet because the dude that stayed on the ship experienced time differently. Yeah, that's why I thought it was the planet itself. I didn't think it was the black hole because I thought that this ship was like orbiting the planet. I'm so confused. Hold on. Read the second point. Wow, Tito Show. Thanks to the 176 for your host, my dude. Does a spinning object have gravity different than a stationary object? Wait, hold on. I can't, fuck. I don't know if I know enough to say this is wrong or not. Since the spin from Gargantua caused space to whirl around, it's similar to wind. Miller's planet does not travel faster than light relative to its space, as the laws of physics say you cannot travel faster than light relative to space, but space itself is not bound by the speed limit. As such, faster than light travel is possible by bending and twisting space. Is that true? My understanding is that the speed of light is reconciled in every single frame of reference, and from any perspective, it will never travel. You could never exceed that. That's part of the rationale for like time contraction and time dilation. That you could never, ever, ever, no two frames of reference will ever perceive something going faster than the speed of light. That's the theory behind wormhole. Wormholes are entirely theoretical. I don't even know if they have a mathematical justification. Yes, but that's a constraint on space-time. If you bend space, what does bending space mean? Do you mean bending space-time? Do you just mean gravity? Wait, okay, now we're watching this. Hold on.
This is the Miller's planet. It's the closest planet to the fictional black hole Gargantua. There's one scene that we're gonna focus on today.
Wait, I don't know why a rotating black hole is different than. There are 4 known exact black hole solutions to Einstein's equations, which describe gravity and general relativity too. Every black hole decays rapidly to a stable black hole, and by the no-hair theorem, that except for possesses angular momentum. In particular, it rotates about one of its axes of symmetry. All celestial objects spin.
Chat's mom is a black hole.
True.
JK, love you all. Going to golf.
Prograde bound orbit around a black hole rotating with a spin parameter of... What is A here? Area? Divided by mass? I don't know what that fucking means. Why, Okay, sorry. Hold on.
So what's so special about this scene? Well, just in the span of this 5-second clip, a lot has happened on Earth. I mean, a lot. You might be wondering why. Well, just after they touched down on the planet, Dr. Cooper said
It applies to things moving in space-time, but if space-time itself is changing and causes motion to appear. How do you move space-time? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
something very important.
I don't even know what that means. Is that a thing that actually happens? Is that a theoretical thing?
So 7 years per hour. What he means by that is that if they spend 1 hour on that planet, time will pass 7 years back on Earth. So how is that possible?
Look up Alcubierre drive. It is a theoretical model for fast and light travel. Yeah, but it's only theory. That's the thing that like moves space-time in front of and behind it. But there's like that's just not even. It's not even like theoretical. It's just like science fiction. I don't think there's anything that like nobody's like working on it. I don't think that's a real thing.
In this video, we're going to explain time dilation while bringing the context of what happens in Interstellar.
The mystery of life, one video at a time. Oh my god. Yes, just what we need.
We touched upon the fundamental.
Aren't black holes theoretical? I mean, we see them in space. Well, I guess you don't actually see them.
Also, this topic from our previous video about Einstein's relativity. You can check out the video here, but just to give you a brief summary, we can say the following. Under the influence of a strong gravitational field, time slows down. So if you're just hanging out near a massive object, you will experience the effect of time going slower. But gravity isn't the only thing that can warp time. According to another one of Einstein's theories,
a little bit. To be more clear, you won't experience it, but you would experience it relative to people outside of the gravity well, right? Or outside of the curved space-time.
Special relativity, time slows down for an object when it moves. Combining these two concepts together, we could consider this scenario. Suppose that we walked up a flight of stairs. Our body is slowly moved away from Earth, meaning that we will experience time going faster. But at the same time, since we are not stationary while going up, we should experience time going slower. So being farther from the pull of gravity causes our clock to tick faster, but moving counteracts this effect. Of course, this is all oversimplified, and the devil's in the details. But let's not forget why we're here, talking about time dilation. Let's consider two comparable cases. We have person A floating nearby a massive object.
Wait.
Every time I walk the dogs on Sunday, I'm shocked that there's like church, people are not working, they're at home, they're spending time with the family. But you'd think
Look
everyone
up
at
Lorentz
home
transformation,
would
Minkowski
equal
space for time
more
dilation
people.
math.
Wow, okay, dude.
Object with a lot of gravity, and person B just casually floating in an empty void of space. Person A shines a green laser beam towards person B. Because light is a form of vibration, the laser beam has a color that corresponds to 600 trillion vibrations each second. Now, light is also a form of energy, and as that beam of light comes out of the gravity of the massive object, it loses a lot of energy. This loss means that there is a decrease in the frequency. So by the time that beam of light reaches person B, its frequency will have decreased by some factor. That means instead of the green light at 600 trillion vibrations a second, person B gets only, let's say, 10 billion vibrations per second,
Yikes.
which is a microwave radio beam. This phenomenon is called gravitational redshift. But not so fast. Individual wiggles don't just go anywhere and disappear. Since person A creates 600 trillion wiggles every second, while person B only gets 10 billion every second, the only way this can happen is if 1 second on one astronaut's clock is not the same as 1 second on the other astronaut. In other words, it only takes 1 second for person A to create those 600 trillion wiggles, but it will take 60,000 seconds or nearly a day for person B to receive them. So this is what happens. Our clocks run at wildly different rates. And by clocks, I don't mean just mechanical or electronic devices, but also biological clocks, like your heart, lungs, your brains, etc. Person A takes a breath, and takes another breath, and measures a few seconds between the two. For him, everything feels normal. Clocks tick the way they are supposed to. On the other hand, person B, watching person A through a telescope, sees everything in slow motion, with several days passing between the two breaths. So now, revisiting this scene again from Interstellar, you should get a better understanding as to why Cooper says that he will be the same age as his daughter by the time he comes back from the mission.
Maybe by the time I get back, we might even be the same age. You and me. What?
But don't worry, we're not done yet. Stick around if you want to learn more about time dilation in the next part of the video.
Okay, wow.
According to Einstein's special relativity,
Watch the revised version of this video.
It's not sexy.
How do you keep getting up here without my authorization?
They're starting to recognize me.
Jesus Christ.
I just got hit on.
By who?
Some dude in the elevator.
Cute. Definitely the shorts.
He was a little manic, but then he said, "You're really good looking."
Nice.
Before I put the mask on.
I like the, oh, I've got a fucking loser here, so careful.
No, it's not. Oh, it's fucking far. I thought it was the fucking Amy.
No, why would you say that? What?
Because I saw the chick walk on stream, I couldn't see her face. I was like, how looks like Amy?
I love you, Lycan.
the greater the acceleration of an object, the slower that it will move through time. On Earth, where time is slowed by only a few microseconds per day, gravity's pull is modest.
I feel like I should watch this video before the revised video. Wait, where's the revised video? It was in the first line of the description. Oh, is this a link? Oh, I couldn't even tell. Ugh, okay, let me finish watching this video, okay?
On the surface of a neutron star, where time is slowed by a few hours per day, gravity's pull is enormous. And at the surface of a black hole, time is slowed to a halt, where the gravity is so humongous that nothing can escape, not even light. The concept of this slowing of time plays a major role in Interstellar. In the movie, Miller's planet is depicted to be present in the warp space, very close to a black hole, Gargantua. Because of this, the pull of gravity on Miller's planet is enormous. So if we apply Einstein's relativity here, we would know that Miller's planet would experience time at a very slow rate. But here on Earth, the gravity
I'm so curious. I'm curious what the mathematical solution is. This planet must be going around this black hole at an unbelievably fast speed, no?
at a modest rate, and the gravitational force of the Sun is also a billion times weaker than Gargantua. So people on Earth experience time faster than that of the 3 astronauts on Miller's planet. And of course, all of this information is brought to you from the book The Science of Interstellar, written by the scientific consultant of the film. In real life, this process is happening everywhere in space. One interesting example is our International Space Station. At the ISS, time runs slower as compared to time here on Earth. Technically speaking, it is in a different time reference than we are. So by calculating the difference through Einstein's equations, we could correct the time at the ISS. Because we use a lot of references to the movie Interstellar here, we might as well just take one case study of how filmmakers do this time dilation feel in the movie. In the opening scene when Cooper and his team stepped on Miller's planet, an intense music with clock-ticking elements starts. The tempo changes over the course of the song. This soundtrack starts playing when the crew lands on the Miller's planet, where time dilation takes effect because of the proximity to a singularity. For every 60 seconds of the track, there are 48 ticks of the second-hand sound, so each tick is an interval of 1.25 seconds. According to the movie, 1 hour on Miller's planet equals about 7 years on Earth. Let's do the math on this. There are 3,600 seconds in an hour.
True.
There are 24 hours in a day. So to get 7 years, we need to multiply seconds in a day, days in a year, and multiply by 7 years. Roughly, we'll get about 221 million seconds in 7 years. This gives us a conversion factor of about 61,400 seconds, which pass on Earth for every second spent on Miller's planet. Multiply this by the interval between each tick, and you'll get 77,000 Earth seconds, or about 21 hours. So each sticky here is almost a whole day passing on Earth. And this is side by side of what happens on Miller's planet versus Earth in real time.
Wait. Why wouldn't... Okay, so then it wasn't landing on the planet. It was just being close to Gargantuan. Why didn't the other ship then, that was waiting for the people to come back, why didn't the guy in the other ship go near the planet too? Why did he have to stay outside and wait 7 years? Why wouldn't he just go with them and then time dilate with the guys? Fuel? Are you just making this up, or... Couldn't they have just taken more gas with them? You wanted to do research? You could just go back out and do research, no? Like, I don't know.
After grasping all of this piece of information, of course we want to ask the question, is this extreme time dilation possible on such a planet? Could we even walk on the surface of it? At one point, we are told that the gravity on this planet is 130% of the Earth's gravity. We see the actors panting, a little bit under duress because of the extra gravity. But is this enough for this kind of time dilation? Well, actually not even close. If you've visited the surface of our sun, which is not a supermassive body, but still much more massive than Earth, you would gain about 66 seconds per year. To get to an extreme dilation, where 1 hour corresponds to 7 years, you would need such a strong gravity.
Was that shit that dude was on not in orbit around the ocean? Well, that's what I thought. That's why I don't understand any of this, I guess. I don't know. I have to go back and rewatch it, I guess.
Gravitational field, essentially the event horizon of a black hole. There is simply no planet that can have this kind of gravity, and if you try to land on the surface, it would be so strong that it would crush you. The weight of the astronauts would be several million tons, and that's even without doing the math. But anyhow, if they wanted to get all the science right, we wouldn't be able to enjoy the movie. After all, it's science fiction, and to make a great film, a superb filmmaker often pushes things to the extreme. But in our case today, it's sufficient enough to turn the concept of time dilation into a beautiful film.
So the lost communications came through.
How?
The relay on this side cached them. So years of basic data, no real surprises. Miller's side kept pinging thumbs up, as did Dr. Mann's.
I like how that guy just like randomly dies on the water planet the stupidest way possible. He even gets back to the ship first. Like...
Down 3 years ago.
Transmitter clear?
Maybe. He wasn't sending the thumbs up right until it went dark.
But Miller still looks good, though, right? She's coming up fast. With one complication. The planet is much closer to Gargantuan than we thought.
Gargantuan. It's what we're calling them, the black hole. Miller's and Dr. Mann's planets both orbit it.
And Miller's is on the horizon?
Well, the basketball around the hoop. Landing there takes us dangerously close, and the black hole that big has a huge gravitational pull.
Look, I can swing around that neutron star to
No, that's not that. It's time. The gravity on that planet will slow our clock compared to Earth's drastically.
Oh, the gravity on that planet. So it was kind of unclear writing. But when they say the gravity on that planet, they just mean the gravity on the planet, but it's because of the proximity to the black hole. Okay, this is why I thought it was the planet. I didn't think it was the black hole. Okay.
Well, every hour we spend on that planet will be 7 years back on Earth. Well, that's relativity, folks.
Well, we can just drop down there without Cooper.
We have a mission.
Yeah, no, we have a mission, and our mission, plan A, is to find a planet that can habitate the people that are living on the Earth right now.
You can't just think about your family. Now you have to think bigger than that, all right?
I'm thinking about my family and millions of other families. Okay, plan A does not work if the people on Earth are dead by the time we pull it off.
No, it doesn't. That's why there's a plan B.
Okay, Goop is right. We need to think about time as a resource, just like oxygen and food going down is going to cost us.
Wait, look.
This guy, I'm sorry, his death is so funny.
Dr. Mann's data is promising, right? But it's going to take us months to get there. And Edmonds, it's even further. Now, Miller hasn't said much, but what she has sent is very promising. It's water, it's organics.
You don't find that every day.
No, you don't. And just think about the resources, including time that would be spent trying to get back here.
Romley. Yeah. How far off of Miller's planet do we have to be to stay out of the time shift?
We're just back from the cusp.
All right, which is here, just outside of Miller's planet.
Right.
Like, this doesn't make sense, right? I imagine that gravity would propagate the effect would weaken similar to like an inverse square law, right? But it wouldn't drop off. It wouldn't be like, here's the black hole, here's the planet, and like if you're here, it's like 1 hour or 7 years. But if you're like here, just off the cusp or whatever, like it's fine. Like I imagine that like the gravitational effects are probably still going to be like pretty strong as you go out. I mean, actually, I guess we could probably just calculate it, right? If it's just inverse, if it's an inverse square, right? Yeah, it drops off as a function of 1 over r squared. Let me listen to the rest of this. Fuck, YouTube is trying to fuck me for this. Hold on one sec. Okay, none of this just makes any sense. Okay, that's fine. All right, one more video and then we're done. My curiosity will be satiated. I'm sorry.
This is Miller's planet. It's the closest planet to the fictional black hole Gargantua. There's one scene that we're going to focus on today. Have a little watch.
Wait, what does he change in this video?
Use our promo code to save 25% off. Join me on Curiosity Stream and let's explore the wonders of our world and beyond. According to Einstein's special theory of relativity, the greater the acceleration of an object, the slower it will move through time. On Earth, gravity's pull is modest. On the surface of a neutron star, where time is slowed by a few hours per day, gravity's pull is enormous. And at the surface of a black hole, time is slowed to a halt, where the gravity is so humongous that nothing can escape, not even light. The concept of this slowing of time plays a major role in Interstellar. Miller's planet is depicted as being present in warped space-time, near the black hole Gargantua. Because of this, the planet exists deep within the black hole's gravitational well. So although it's in a stable orbit and in freefall, which means the astronauts don't feel the black hole's gravity, they're still under its influence. So if we apply Einstein's relativity here, we would know that Miller's planet would experience time at a very slow rate. But here on Earth, gravity is at a modest rate, and the gravitational force of the sun is also 1 billion times weaker than Gargantua. So while the 3 astronauts spend a few hours on the planet, decades pass in the outside universe. All of this information is brought to you from the book The Science of Interstellar, written by the scientific consultant for the film. In real life, this process is happening everywhere in space. One interesting example is our International Space Station. When the ISS moves fast in orbit, time dilates or slows down compared to a stationary observer here on Earth. Technically speaking, it is in a different time frame than we are. So by calculating the difference through Einstein's equations, we could correct the time at the ISS. Because we use a lot of references to the movie Interstellar here, we might as well just take a case study of how filmmakers technically do this time dilation feel in the movie.
I wonder what got revised. I don't know. Okay. All right. I don't care. Fuck me. What's your favorite scene or shot again? I mean, it's probably the docking scene, right? That's like the coolest. Mission failed. What did I fail at? Oh. Okay. Wow, good one, dude. Does it matter if you attack like the thing up top or the? Are my missiles even hitting this guy? Oh, there they go. Oh, those missiles didn't hit. Will your missiles actually collide into a ceiling? If you're like flying too far up and you shoot the missiles up, will they hit a ceiling and do nothing? I think so. And? Oh, also, yesterday when all those people were in Discord chatting, I was just roaming around in this level. I found 2 boxes with, like, bonus gear. Have I been missing, like, hidden weapons? Just, like, laying around in this game? Or will it tell me at the end of missions if there's, like, a thing I should be looking for?
Does this game have a Nace Gundam vibe?
It's okay. It's a little repetitive, a little easy, but maybe that'll change later, I don't know, we'll see. I think the biggest problem right now is that the missions are just way, way, way too short. But somebody said that might change later on in the game, I don't know if that's true or not.
No repair kits remaining.
Oh, all those missiles just got eaten by something. This is the first level with boxes? Oh, I found 2 of them. Is that everything, or did I just... Later, bitch. There's 3 on this one, there's 4. Oh, well. If you get a better head, you can scan for the hidden parts. I'm all about getting better head.
Enough, tourist. It's been miserable knowing you, but...
Is this game even hard? I don't think it's that hard, but I'm not sure. I think the flying is a little bit too easy. You can fly a lot, which I guess is cool because it makes you feel like a mech. But like, flying this much, at least in older games, you'd have to build out like a mech specifically to have this much flyability. But in this game, it feels like you could stay airborne almost indefinitely. It's pretty crazy. And your engine recharge is really, 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 really fast. From Software games are not hard and this narrative needs to stop. You know what? Yeah, well, I sound elitist when I say that, but that is probably true. All those Souls games and everything. Nah, I'm gonna sound like an asshole, never mind. I don't think I can beat this guy. Say it. I mean, assuming you play the games they're meant to be played, you just level up your HP, you get like new gear and shit. The idea that they're like these ultra mega hard games, I think is kind of silly, but I don't know. I need like a different I need a different build to beat this guy. Or I'm just not good. Or like that cannon that I'm using is not ever hitting him. Oh, that time I hit. Oh my god, I actually stuttered. My missiles like don't make contact either. Yeah, fuck this guy. Games are easy now just because people like DSP. Savage. Oh wait, is my frame rate fucked? Hold on.
About my promise to take you up top. I need a little help cleaning up first. You see, a certain someone smashed up all my defense.
Good. Sounds good. That's me.
Your handler didn't authorize this sortie either. But we shouldn't miss this chance. I'll support you.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Need to make sure that people have an opportunity to crash the stream.
System activating combat mode.
Let's get rolling, tourist. Get out there and back.
Do you think there are like equipment boxes around here? Like, should I be like hardcore scouring these areas? No. Your mech looks like shit? Fuck you, bro. My mech is awesome. Like, is this gonna show me my scan like through a wall if they're... I don't know. I don't know. Okay, fuck it. No, I do care, actually. When I'm like paranoid, I'm missing like ultra secret, legendary samurai swords, you know? The Moonlight Greatsword? Yeah, I want that, dude.
Hey, we got an AC! Never seen one like that before. Must have got a sweet deal from Carla.
He's out of bounds?
Send in the punchers and kickers!
Custom MTs made by our own engineers.
Can I get a lock on, please? Holy Jesus.
They look like Bell's finest, but with enhanced firepower and maneuverability.
Damn it! This wasn't part of the plan!
Can't stand the sound of whiny coyote. Finish him off, tourist.
Later.
Hi.
Clean as a whistle. Moving on, tourist.
True.
Enemies detected. I'll mark their location.
Thanks.
Figured you could handle this on your own. So I called off my MTs.
No one asked.
About time we got some maintenance anyhow.
Look, fellas, we got company! And it ain't dumbass Rummy. That one of RAT's newbies?
We'll blow the sky high!
This one is on you for taking out Rummy. You would have kept watch at least.
AP at 50%.
Looks like it's over. Guess I was right to pick you for the job.
Like, do you think there's gear down here?
It's my turn to help you.
Bro, I'm so paranoid. Oh my god. Okay. Wait, that was the whole mission? This is what I mean when I'm saying, like, damn, these missions are super short. What the fuck?
Guess you noticed that job from Balaam and decided to take it.
And?
I see you're heading for the cargo launcher now. Keep heading for the ice field.
This guy's mad. Concludes chapter.
This will be our third sortie together, Raven. I'm quite enjoying the routine.
Who am I talking to? Is this like my AI in my suit?
Main system activating combat mode.
Here we go, tourist. I'll lead the way, just as promised. But after this, you owe me one.
Ooh, sexual.
This elevator goes straight to the top of the grid, the outer shell. Sadly, that's beyond my territory. I mean, once you're out there, the PCA satellites see everything. A few of the stupider dozers took it as a challenge, went out to prove themselves.
First difficult mission? You think any of these will be difficult for me, a god gamer? Am I supposed to be doing something right now?
We've arrived at the top, sending you new marker data. It's as Harlan said. At this altitude, we're within fire range of the PCA satellites.
Intruder detected in forbidden sector. Terminating target.
Okay.
2 repair kits remaining.
Good one. Can you not dodge these? Are you supposed to be like under some shit, I guess? Destiny, use this for stream. Create an overlay for Armor 6 that appears that I'm actually piloting the mech. Chat can radio in to provide support. Jesus. Oh, I'm supposed to do like this shit, huh?
Terminating target.
That must be the PCA security system.
No problem.
Well, nowhere to hide now.
Wait for citizen.
Don't get fried.
That's an extremely powerful laser. Be careful, Raven.
Okay. Okay, I don't think that is dodgeable. I think you're supposed to hide underneath the fucking map or whatever. Like, I'm gonna go through there. Yeah, fuck me. Ugh, you're gonna make me watch Forsen when I know it's not the run.
Bluetooth connected.
How is he still triggered? What is the status of the DGG conspiracy theory that Sitch and I are secret Trump supporters? Has anyone accused us of crossing state lines yet? Got a lot of people who are triggered by every conspiracy theory slap on someone. What is he even talking about? If they want to have another conversation on this, we can. I don't know how he's still tweeting about this. But, okay.
Game options. Mouse settings. Options. Google Send LUL. Google Send LUL. Game is frozen LUL. Options.
Oh fuck.
FOV.
I forgot
mouse,
I didn't have
sensitive controls. Options.
20 obsidian.
Crafting.
Should I go for a ruined portal?
Wait, it doesn't even have all of his shit?
I saw the one outside.
Why do you guys think this is the run?
It's unlikely for it to have obsidian.
Crafting. Crafting.
I meant inside another.
Crafting. Crafting.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright.
Crafting.
I need to throw. Alright.
Game is frozen LUL.
12:45. Did it go over the water? Or was there land coming up behind it? I don't need one more. I have enough for 11 eyes. I'm wondering if I should run through the nether. 984 blocks away, 12:45 right now. I don't think I make it in the overworld. $12:45. Is it water exposed? I forgot.
Speedrun stats.
Maybe I do make it if it's water exposed. Alright, fuck it. I'm gonna try.
Crafting. Mat chest.
I just seen the Super Mega Girl responded. Are you talking about the old response from like 3 days ago or whatever?
Okay.
Game is frozen LUL.
Minus 85.
Game is frozen. Game is frozen LUL.
Okay.
Hold on, my Sony Ericsson's ringing.
Game is
it's that
frozen,
girl from last
LUL.
week. Hello?
Zoomer Slololiolo lost. Never give up.
What?
Never give up.
What happened? I lost the gravity. Oh.
Okay. Is he ever winning, guys?
Intruder detected in forbidden sector. Terminating target. Terminating.
That must be the PCA security system.
Did all of those just fly right into the ceiling? Yeah, they did. Okay, this laser cannon is not it. Okay. We need to change this shit at some point. Oh, thank you for the 3 pieces of cheese.
The cheese is going into other shit, man.
Yeah, and I'm thanking you for this.
Well, nowhere to hide now. Don't get fried.
That's an extremely powerful laser. Be careful, Raven.
Nice moves, tourist.
Yeah, my moves are nice. What are these satellites? Can I even see them? No, cringe.
Intruder has escaped satellite range. Raising weapon.
We're not far from the cargo launcher.
Intruder detected near closed facility.
Might as well clean up while you're here, tourist. Never did care for the upstairs neighbors.
Okay. Are you watching the streamies? When do those happen? Oh, we go all the way back here. Nice. Okay.
Forbidden sector. Terminating target.
That must be the PCA security system.
Well, nowhere to hide now.
Brute force laser.
No shot. What?
30%. Intruder detected in forbidden sector. Terminating target.
That must be the PCA security system.
Well, nowhere to hide now.
Brute force is then.
I'm not gonna make it. I am gonna make it.
Don't get fried. Nice Nice moves, tourist.
Hit me. Stab him. Seen the Asmongold reflects to light botting drama? Nope.
We're not far from the cargo launcher.
Might as well clean up while you're here, tourist. Never did care for the upstairs neighbors.
Oh, those are kamikaze things. Okay, cute.
That's what I like to see. Let's get the cargo launcher ready.
There. Access the container.
Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy detected.
Oh, cool.
That machine.
What?
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon.
Jesus. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I noticed. Okay. Alright. Oh my god, I hope it makes me restart the whole level. Oh, easy. Come on. You're gonna let me start right from here?
Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy detected. That machine.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
Coral response from the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
Ew.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad scientists, tourist. Fires by this Native Institute. That dirty book survived.
Ooh, okay.
Guess you just can't beat the Institute.
I wanted to say congrats on 700k on YouTube. I know it's 699, but I'll be there by the end of today. Or it'll be there by the end of the day. I became a fan of yours recently. Just wanted to say thank you for the content. No problem, I do.
Now, if you could just step inside.
This boss Asma died on 100 times? How do you die on a boss 100 times in this game? Nah, ain't no way.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
Coral response from the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad scientists, tourist.
Haha, ain't no way.
Fires by this Native Institute.
Can I heal? Hmm.
No repair remaining.
Nice tracking, bruv. Nice. Ooh.
Focus on evasive action.
Don't worry, we're good.
There's a sea weapon out for someone to trip over. Guess you just can't beat the Institute.
we gotta be at the Institute, okay? It's the Institute.
Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy detected.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea
Damn.
spider.
Oh, ouch.
Institute's relics left to haunt Recon. That's that then.
Oh, that hurt.
Guess you just can't beat the Institute.
Can you and Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't know his name, talk to each other? I mean, if he wants to. Tell him to DM me on Twitter.
Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy detected.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics
No.
left to haunt Recon. Now what's it doing here?
Coral disposed from the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad scientists, tourist. Fire's light was maintained by the Institute.
Jesus. Lil bro's tracking. Whoops, wrong button.
Guess you just can't beat the Institute.
If I change the assembly of my mech, I can't do that like between checkpoints, right? I probably need to like oh my god, that's how easy is this game. It really lets you do this. All right. Seems kind of like cheating, but okay, I think these vertical missile launchers are like the strongest. It's like the most damage I've got right now, I think, right? Ooh, what is this guy? Oh, what is this guy? Hold up. Why do you have different back units for your right and left? Why the fuck would it be different? Whatever. I feel like I want a cooler booster, do you think? Yeah, let's try this guy.
Now, if you could just step inside.
All Oh, do I need to do a thing?
Wait.
I'm waiting.
Detected.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
Coral response from the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad scientists.
A bunch of mad scientists.
Fires by this may have taken the Institute. Dirty Rick survived.
I just. Jesus.
50%.
Taking damage. Keep it up, Raven.
Oh, I should have waited to shoot that. Hit. Nice.
Light shoulder ammunition at 50%.
What the?
What the?
It's taking off.
Another coral response. Watch out.
No. This could be some good R&D data. Can't wait to get back to the workshop.
AP at 50%.
I can't get up to sort it. Oh god, that was so painful.
Taking major damage.
Oh, I took major damage.
Guess it just can't beat the Institute.
Shut up. Not the Institute. The Super Mega Girl made a message responding to the recent criticism of the description. Yeah, we saw this. This was a few days ago.
Enemy detected.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider.
Destiny, let's not forget that Dark Souls 2 is still a bad game, right?
I mean, I disagree, but okay. No, I shouldn't have shot that.
This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad
Yo, what's up?
scientists.
Hey, hello, what's up?
Fires by this
Is this like a bad time? I see you fighting somebody. I don't know how to. Games.
Nah, it's an easy boss. What's up?
You got this. All right. You had mentioned yesterday you were like, I wish there was something besides race we could talk. I wish you would call and talk about something, or I can get to talk to you about something other than race. So I figured to ask you about this because I want to see your opinion on it. I do have an opinion, but I'm curious to get yours first. So, do you think what's happening to Jordan Peterson right now is? Did you already talk about this, by the way, Jordan Peterson, before I ask this?
No. Why? What's happening to him?
Yeah. So apparently he got his license revoked in Canada, so he can't use psychologist in his title anymore. and it was apparently over tweets and things he said outside of his profession, and they revoked his license, and like he appealed, making the argument that what he says outside of his profession shouldn't be tied to the profession. But like the board in Canada, I don't have all like the technical terms, but basically like the board in Canada decided that his tweets like fat shaming that girl and saying that thing about Elliot Page, they said that might be transphobic, and he might have, it hit. Basically, it's not becoming of the profession, and they don't want him representing them. Basically.
Okay.
Do you think, like, because I see people saying like, while we agree, like, while I agree with that, he shouldn't be saying these things, but they shouldn't have the right to take his license away because of that, and that they're just going to make him I've seen people making arguments like, oh, they're just going to make Jordan Peterson like another martyr, which he probably already plays that role anyway. But like, just like ethically, do you think that the board of Canada is doing the right thing?
Yeah, I think you have a right to do licensing how you want. I mean, if unless you have like a literal unless you have like a literal like right to have political opinions or freedom of speech or whatever, then they probably, if your license is coming from some body, they probably do these types of like character checks or whatever. That'd be my guess, right? Right.
And I think I agree with that. I think I just kind of wanted to like see how you felt about that, because this
I mean,
is
it
going
also
to
probably
be,
hurts if you're like, I would have to see specifically like what they're referencing, but if he's using that title like of authorized by the board or whatever, and the board feels like he's making statements that are not becoming of the profession, then he's kind of representing, that board, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if they wanted to revoke the
Yeah, just like the NFL has the right to say, I don't want our players, doing drugs outside of the game. While that might be your prerogative, that you're not breaking any laws, if you're smoking weed or whatever. But they have the right to say that, like, especially. Or here's another example: John Morant in the NBA. He never broke any rules, right? When he was showing his gun on Instagram, he didn't break any laws. Like, he didn't do like anything wrong. But the NBA doesn't want that image representing them, and I think they have the right to punish him however they feel like it. Now, this went to court with Jordan Peterson, and they peeled it, and so this has been through the whole process, and the courts decided, like, I don't think it was a jury. I think it was like a panel of 3. I don't know the terms in Canada. Magistrates, some judicial authority in Canada had made this decision. So, like, yeah. And the other thing is, do you think that Jordan Peterson is doing all this as a grift? Like, do you think that when I say grift, what I mean is like, he's using all of this.
Yeah,
like, he knows he's wrong.
Yeah,
he knows he's
because
he knows he's wrong.
People are saying that he could have just taken like sensitivity training or whatever, and they would have like kept everything. So he probably doesn't care about the license too much, but he knows that this like plays well into his narrative of like the SJWs taking over and all that.
And I'm not gonna bow to freedom of speech censorers and woke moralists or whatever the fuck he says. Okay, I think we're in agreement there. See, that's why every time I call in, it's like, what I mostly disagree with you is about your race takes. Like, I think you have pretty agreeable positions a lot of times outside of that. But enjoy your game. I just wanted to just ask you about that real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
Have fun.
So, bye.
Bro, the distance on that jump is fucking retarded. I wonder if I can fly under him. Don't worry, surely I won't get hit a single more single time. Okay.
Guess you just can't beat the Institute.
Can't beat the Institute, guys. They're just institutional. Flippantly celebrating cancel culture even though Destiny lost a platform to it. At some point, you know, when you grow the fuck up and enter the real world, you're gonna need to develop more vocabulary than just screeching cancel culture like a disgusting, unwashed fucking 17-year-old who gets all of his opinions from Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan online. You know you have to do that, right? If you're representing a board, or if you're representing a discipline, and that discipline is involved in actively licensing what you do, then of course they're gonna have opinions about the statements that you make in public. That's the real world, and that applies to literally everybody. If I was an employee of any of these guys that you would throat constantly, if you had the opportunity to get on your knees for them, they would feel the exact same way. If I worked for Tim Pool and I was calling for the assassination of some fucking Donald Trump or some shit, Tim Pool would probably fire me too. Yeah, welcome to the real fucking world. Grow up, dipshit.
Wait. Enemy detected. That machine.
Great. We found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
Oh my god, I didn't even see those missiles. What did he say that is wrong exactly? I don't know. I haven't looked into what his... or what the rationale was for them getting rid of it.
Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy detected. That machine.
Great. We found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
This one's from the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad scientists, tourists.
No shot.
Fires by this maintained Institute. Guess you just can't beat the Institute.
Hold on. I'm sorry. One second. We're gonna start doing like IQ enforcement in chat. Retard here. What's the difference between a McDonald's worker being racist in his off time? Why cancel one and not the other? I'm not even going to answer the question. I'm not even going to begin to answer the question. Go do some research. Go figure out what is the difference between being a random employee of a company versus actively certified and licensed and being the representative of some board. Go figure that out on your own time. I can't even believe you would ask such a fucking retarded question.
Now, if you could just step inside.
Good luck.
Wait. Enemy detected. That machine.
Great. We found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon.
Jams.
Now what's it doing here?
This one's from the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad scientists. Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy detected. That machine.
Great. You found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
This one's from the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine was created by a bunch of mad scientists, tourists. Fires by this maintained Institute. The dirty work survived. 2 repair kits remaining.
Trust me, dual Gatling guns against this thing, and it'll be dead after the first try.
Yeah, you think so? feel like a shotgun could be good too. Oh, I can do dual shotguns. Ooh.
Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy detected. That machine.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
Not even trying to.
That machine's created by a bunch of mad scientist tourists. The fire's behind this may have taken the Institute. The dirty Rick survived.
It's taking damage. Keep it up, Rick. Raven, your AC is damaged. Focus on
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Guess you just can't beat the Institute. Now, if you could just step inside.
Wait. Enemy
Waiting.
detected.
Great. Found a sea weapon. That tourist is a sea spider. One of the Institute's relics left to haunt Rubicon. Now what's it doing here?
Crow response for the generator. This is no ordinary machine. Be careful, Raven.
That machine's created by a bunch of
Dude, are you serious? Yeah, it's. We're serious.
behind this may have taken the Institute. The dirty Rick survived.
2 repair kits remaining.
It's taking damage. Keep it up, Raven.
AP at 50%. 1 repair kit remaining. Light at destination at 50%.
What the? It's taking off.
Another crow response. Watch out.
Now, this could be some good R&D data.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to get back to the workshop.
It's taken major damage. You can do this, Raven.
Smash it up, tourist.
AP at 50%.
using coral for fuel.
Oh no, is that bad?
That was quite the show, tourist. How about we get back on track? Hop in the container. I'll operate the launcher from here.
Wow, like Toya VA. Thanks for 7, buddy.
Brace yourself.
Okay.
By the way, tourist. You're Walter's hound, right? Well, guess a dog can't choose its master.
Wow, good one.
But still, tough luck. I feel sorry for you. I really do. Oh, and one more thing.
Oh, Copper, thanks for 7, buddy.
You know the cargo launcher's strictly for cargo, right?
Hey Destiny, I understand corporations have a right to protect image, but even if someone is an asshole with comments instead of work, why do employees get severely penalized for losing a job? Because he's not just an employee, he's licensed and certified by a board that is basically endorsing the things that he says about psychology. If I get licensed by like a board of environmentalism, and I go around saying like, oh, I'm licensed by the US Board of Environmentalists, and I start saying crazy shit about environmentalism, then they're probably going to revoke my license. They're not going to license me because I'm a representative while I'm licensed. I don't know how that's so fucking hard for you to understand. It can't be hard. You just have to have like Jordan Peterson's dick so far down your throat, you like aren't getting enough oxygen to your brain. That's so obviously different than just being an employee of a company. If you're an employee of a company, that company's not necessarily endorsing every single thing I say. But if I'm certified by a board to speak with regards to like that particular area of discipline, then yeah, of course, they're basically endorsing the things that I say.
Raven? You see it too, don't you? Voices of the coral.
Wow.
Currents coursing across Rubicon. Walter was correct in his judgment. The coral. It's here, in this desolate place.
Augmented human C4621-2.
Good. I'm done tying up. Arquebus found their own, and it looks like Balam's come run. You know what's going to happen, but
Wow. Do doctors get their medical license revoked for spreading medical misinformation? I'm pretty sure you can, yes? Wasn't the guy that originally was involved with the research for the vaccine autism shit? Wasn't that guy, didn't he get his medical license revoked?
In the arena. These correspond to the middle ranks. We invite you to further hone your technique.
Raven, I was looking into the arena. It's a network service that was, from what I can tell,
Hello?
installed a back.
Hello?
So you'll
Am I hearing this correctly that Peterson lost his license?
I don't even know. People are coming in and pointing, I don't know, Google it, did he?
Okay. Because that's a huge deal if he did. Like,
Is that a huge deal?
Well,
It's not like he's practicing anymore, right? He just likes to like flaunt it, basically.
it can be because of the knock-on effects, but
What knock-on effects? He's a social media darling.
well, not for him. I'm saying for like the knock-on effects for his ability to do anything related to the field of psychology.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He's a social media darling, right?
I know, but I don't expect that to necessarily last.
You think you think he's gonna go back to practicing psychology? That's
Well-
never happening.
No, I was going to sit there and say go back to teaching, but that's
That's never happening either, yeah.
Wow. Oh, they threatened to pull his license if he didn't complete social media re-education. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a little far to pull his license to do it, but I mean, people have lost their license over or the same in the legal profession, because that's now a conversation starting.
Yeah, he also just makes shit up. Yeah, he's done that too, especially in regards to ADHD. He just says shit that he feels.
Yeah,
that is not like it's not accurate at all. It's not even, it doesn't follow the research or anything. So it's a little bit weird when you have a guy saying like, "Well, I'm a board certified psychologist," and Canada basically is co-signing what I'm saying. I wouldn't make. Now I don't even know if that's why they've done it. I don't know what the reason is, but like it wouldn't surprise me if people if people wouldn't want to be associated with it. But I don't even know if that's why they revoked it or not. So.
Yeah, I know that there has. You just said it. That popped in was that the doctors were getting tagged for medical misinformation. That is true. There are a couple cases that have popped up where they have revoked doctors' medical licenses for doing social media stuff, especially with medical misinformation. But if they're pulling it simply because of his.
I don't even know if they're pulling it. You'd have to literally just Google the story for 2 seconds. I haven't looked into it at all. I have no idea what's even happening.
I am. He's filing a judicial review, so it hasn't been pulled yet. Everybody's getting ahead of themselves. They basically threatened to pull it if he didn't bring in his shit, which is fine. It's a little far, but I understand why they would threaten it, and then now he's filing a legal challenge in response. So we're even ahead of ourselves. Yeah. Anyways, I was just gonna offer some 2 cents on like professional licenses, but you're doing your thing, and that's cool.
Okay, have fun. Be careful.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
Dusty, you have strong opinions for knowing nothing about it. I've qualified everything I've said, Ward. Please don't ever come back to my channel. You're literally a fucking brain rat. Please, 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 please. If you're somebody that suffered, I don't know if it's called hypoxia or whatever, like lack of oxygen to the brain because you're too busy throating like the dicks of like some of the dumbest fucking people of our time, just fucking leave, okay? I'm not here to like placate you anymore. All right, please just fucking leave.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.
Jesus.
Arena combat aptitude evaluation.
Main system activating combat mode.
What? This guy dodges my shotgun shell? He didn't dodge that, did he? Oh, he definitely didn't dodge that. He didn't dodge the first one. Later, bitch.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.
See the court likes in the Tate's case? Yeah, somebody actually sent me an entire unredacted version of that, of the indictments, but I don't even know what the point is at this point. Like, Tate simps will never acknowledge what's in the indictments. Or the court process is going to play. They're probably going to get convicted. That's what it seems like to me. Unless they've got a lot of other people they can sell out.
Arena combat aptitude evaluation program. Number 23.
Main system activating combat mode.
Jesus. Nice laser sword, loser. Ooh, that one hurt. Easy, so easy.
Target destroyed. This concludes E rank evaluation. Well done.
Damn.
Incoming call.
Congratulations. We are glad to all mind exhibit.
Is this every unlock you can do throughout the entire game or whatever? Which show is better, The Wire or The Sopranos? I haven't actually watched The Sopranos, so I can't say.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program. Number 22. Entering rank D. Subject AC. Li Long. Call.
Main system activating combat mode.
Wait, how do I, what is the new move I just picked up? I think I might be done. Whoops. Quick turn, as long as you're boosting and you 180, your mech will turn faster automatically. Oh, so if I'm boosting and I'm 180, it'll turn around? You know, Destiny shares the ADHD perspective with regards to boys not being good at sitting in rigid structures. Well, hold on. I said that was a general difference in learning. I don't know if that's contributing to an increase in ADHD diagnoses.
Arena Combat Aptitude.
Main system activating combat mode.
Okay. So, boom. Oh. Interesting. Jesus. Later. Fuck me. Oh, I blew him up too. Unlucky. Consider investing into one of the expansions. They're very useful. Wait, really? Because they all look pretty cringe to me.
Main system activating combat mode.
Jesus.
The liberal globalist elites don't want you to know this, but posting WEO is free. You can post WEO as many times as you want, and they can't stop you. We're right now to fight against their UN agenda.
Oh no.
Main system activating combat mode.
Nice.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.
Okay, I think this guy has tried to link this like 400 times in the past 3 days.
Okay, so recently Andrew...
2 hours. Andrew Tate versus psychologist. Jesus.
Weapon.
Wow, Xena, thanks for the host.
Call sign B5 Hawkins.
Wait, hold on. How do I check somebody's logs? Hold on 1 second. Like on the website? Is it logs? Joe Schmuck. Hold on. Do 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 do. All right, just checking.
Main system activating combat mode.
The convo with Q and Vegan Gains definitely the least racist takes by far. It was Vegan Gains takes there was like a little bit crazy. It kind of sounded like he was just like totally justifying racism. It was actually a little bit wild. Holy shit. Do these things really matter that much? They don't seem that good. I don't know, they seem kind of boring. Any cool flash remedies in DGG or Kick Chat? I don't think so right now. Would you ever debate JonTron? Good one.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 19, rank.
Main system activating combat mode.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done. Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 18, rank D, final evaluation.
Oh.
Main system activating combat mode.
What? Okay. Oh my god. No shot, I blew him up too. Access presenting at the stream meets tonight. He's probably going to win a category. Do you really think so?
Main system activating combat mode.
Do you think you'll win anything? Yeah, best political commentator for sure.
This concludes D rank evaluation. Well done.
Incoming.
Congratulations. We hope that on online.
Explosive weapons must mean like missiles and shit, right? Or does it only mean weapons in your hand? Huh.
Got a job for you, 621. It's a request from one of the Balaam companies.
Attention, Gun 13 Raven. This job comes from our subsidiary DAPA.
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Extract the data from the birth survey drones and get out.
Okay. Oh no.
An intruder.
Solo AC. Must be an independent merc.
Must be.
Taking Balam's money, no doubt. Intercept!
621.
Destiny still read chat? Never.
Like the one you considered beginning our journey here.
That makes two. Very interesting. I think I'll be a mess.
Damn, imagine everybody's piloting these like sick mechs and shit, and you're stuck in a helicopter. How fucking lame would that be?
That's three.
Even though we were humans, we're sipping this life in space. Serious the element. Core must be involved.
AP at 50%. Two repair kits remaining.
Jesus.
This should be the last one.
Who knows what's out there on this vast sheet of ice?
You and the AC, what are you doing here?
Looks like their MTs just got home. Shut them down.
Oh shit, what's up?
50%.
Attention Gun 13 Raven! Looks like you ruffled some feathers. Taking their drones back to HQ. I want you to find them and stop them.
Thought experiment, if sufficient technology was possible. X warp drive. Could one look at Earth's past by getting in front of the light/information emanated? If not, what laws are being broken?
I mean, theoretically you could, but there's a whole bunch of reasons related to relativity why you can't really go faster than the speed of light. Or if you do go faster than the speed of light, you're kind of breaking a whole bunch of, like, equations that would make you, like, you basically have to be, like, infinitely heavy to do it. And it just doesn't work out.
At 30%. One repair kit remaining.
It's like, to say, like, let's say we could get ahead of, like, the speed of light and look back in the past or whatever, it would be like the equivalent of saying, like, what if we could be taller and shorter than somebody at the same time? Like, I think right now it just doesn't really make sense. With our current model, at least.
AC, that must be independent Merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data.
Eliminate them, 16.
Wait, what's the sound? Left shoulder ammunition has
Oh shit! Is that a big?
It's identifying as PCA.
Oh. Jesus.
That's not subject guard. Did they send in an enforcement squad?
Raven, fight back.
621, that's an LC. PCA's rank and file, and a big step up from subject guard MTs.
It's too fast. Be careful, Raven.
AP at 30%.
Raven, your AC's damaged.
Damn, what do you want me to do? Getting blown up out here.
56 subscribers short of 700k. Congrats, buddy.
Thanks. Do you ever play City Builders? Yeah, I do sometimes. I played City Skyline for a while.
That must be the independent merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data. AP at 30%.
That ship. It's identifying as PCA.
Play Starfield? We might when it comes out, we'll see.
That's not subject guard. Did they send in an enforcement squad?
Fight back.
621, that's an LC. The PCA's rank and file.
Why does it feel like the lock gun in this game like only works like half the time? Jesus.
At 30%. One repair kit remaining.
Oh my god. Wait, are there two of these guys? There's no way, right?
AC! That must be the independent merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data.
Eliminate them, 621.
Wait, what's that sound?
Busy?
Destiny,
up?
have you seen all the
Wait,
Islam shit happening in Sweden right now? I used to be SOI, but I think Sam Harris was literally right about Muslims destroying freedoms in the West. It's been years now of this shit happening. I can no longer deny it anymore.
Wow. Okay, who's here? Hello?
Hey, it's Rage Pope. Alright, so I got two things for you. Alright, one's good, one's gonna be S+ tier. Which one do you want to do first?
Hold on. Okay, can you turn your mic up a little bit? And then, what's up? Oh, never mind.
Alright,
you're good.
it's basic.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so I got two things. Do you want to do the good one or like the S+ one?
S+1?
No, S, like, it's gonna be fucking amazing.
Whatever one you want to do first, go for it.
Alright, I think so for the first one, some of the orbiters want to play D&D, potentially with you, and so we would do a rotating DM thing, so Kelly Jean, Esports Batman, and then Mutin, Green Zerg, or myself, potentially. So if you want to do that, that's on the table. If you want the other one that's really good, some guy from the University of Chicago wants to set up a debate with you and Mearsheimer on Ukraine. So I have his contact email. I can send that to you, and then you can
Get
do it
him
in
to
person.
confirm something first, because I've had like 4 different people contact me on that, and nothing has come from it. So I don't know if this guy's like
Okay.
a real dude or not.
Okay. All right. I'll get him to do that. Do you just want him to shoot an email to you with the date and time?
Yeah, sure. Or like some
Okay,
confirmation that Mearsheimer was actually like interested.
Okay. Will do. All right. Enjoy.
Love you. Bro, I'm getting fucking annihilated here. Holy shit.
AC! That must be the independent Merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data.
Eliminate them, 621.
Oh.
Wait. What's that sound?
That ship. It's identifying as PCA. It's not subject guard. But they sent in an enforcement squad. 621, that's an LC. PCA's rank and file, and a big step up from subject guard MTs.
It's too fast. Be careful, Raven.
The observable universe expands at a speed faster than light, although expansion isn't speed technically. If infinite mass is the problem, would manipulating black holes make out? T.
Don't know
How
what-
possible?
Go, literally Google science fiction questions, okay? I'm not gonna be able to answer the fucking keys to the universe for you, okay?
Raven, your AC's damaged.
Jesus. Okay, it's break time. Oh, fuck. My head. It's just fucking killing me.
This video is made possible by Nebula. Use the link down in the description below to support Real Life Lore directly by signing up, where you can watch 27 additional and exclusive full-length videos in my ongoing Nebula Modern Conflict series, covering recent major wars and crises, including this video's next part covering the biggest battle fought in Europe since the Second World War, the Battle of Bakhmut. In late June of 2023, a seemingly earth-shattering event of enormous historic significance took place within Russia that briefly captured the entire world's attention. The Wagner Group, a Russian government-funded private military company with as many as 50,000 mercenaries under its control, led by Yevgeny Prigozhin, suddenly launched a full-scale armed rebellion against the Russian government. For over a year beforehand, the Wagner Group had been fighting for the Russians on the front lines in Ukraine and suffered very heavy casualties.
Okay, fuck that. Apparently Tucker Carlson aired this at the same time as the Republican debates.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee.
Fucking Trump's face.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee.
Mr. President, thanks for joining.
Is there like a YouTube video or something where I can adjust the screen?
Yes.
Thank you.
Why aren't you at the Fox News debate tonight in Milwaukee?
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. And, you know, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2. And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president? Should I be doing that? And a network that isn't particularly friendly to me, frankly. You know, they were backing Ron DeSanctimonious like crazy, and now they've given up on him. I mean, it's a lost cause. It reminded me very much of 2016. You know, in 2016, I went through the same stuff and had to fight them all the way, and then they became very friendly after I won, or just about when I was winning. But I just felt it would be more appropriate not to do the debate. I don't think it's right to do it. If you're leading by 50, 60, I have one problem leading by 70 points, and I'm saying, why am I doing it? And I'm going to have 8 people, 10 people, whoever made the debate, I don't know how many it is, but I'm going to have all these people screaming at me, shouting questions at me, all of which I love answering, I love doing.
Wow, top 10 next person with 224 viewers, my dude.
It doesn't make sense to do them. So I've taken a pass, as you probably noticed.
Well, I did. I'm grateful that you did. It's interesting, though, because you spent a lot of your career in television.
Yeah.
You had a top show in television.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee.
So I've taken a pass, as you probably noticed.
Well, I did. I'm grateful that you did. It's interesting, though, because you spent a lot of your career in television.
Yeah.
You had a top show in television on NBC. But you don't feel the need now running for president to do television, obviously. Do you think television is declining?
Well, according to a poll that I guess we just saw, it just came out where it's down like 30, 35%, but I think they were referring to cable. I think cable's down because it's lost credibility. MSNBC, or as they say, MSDNC, is so
Maybe we could chat sometime. What do you want to chat about, my dude?
bad. It's so wrong what they write and what they do and what they say. It's, you know, it's fake news, as I said. I think I came up with that term. I hope I did, because it's a good one. It's not tough enough anymore. It's corrupt news. You know, really what you do is call corrupt news, but somehow that doesn't play as nicely. But it is corrupt news. So you have MSNBC and you have CNN, who's absolutely doing no ratings at all. I mean, they're dead. But they're doing none because they don't have credibility. They really don't have credibility. Fox is way down, as you know. And the good old days are long ago. I will say this, it could come back, but they just don't have a lot of credibility. Tucker, you know that perhaps better than anybody. I think it was a terrible move getting rid of you. You were #1 on television, and all of a sudden we're doing this.
I know it's not a real criticism, but I hate this stupid fucking look he has on his face all the time. Do you think he practiced this, or is it just as natural?
Getting rid of you. You were #1 on television, and all of a sudden we're doing this interview, but we'll get bigger ratings using this crazy forum that you're using than probably the debate or competition.
When you say there are people on stage who shouldn't be running for president, who do you mean?
Well, I don't want to really use names, but it wouldn't matter too much. A guy like, I call him Ada Hutchinson. It's Asa, but I call him Ada.
Why do you call him Ada?
You know, I could tell you, but I don't want to get myself in a little trouble. But he's weak and pathetic, and he was, I never understood the guy, never knew him. He was the governor of Arkansas, not a very popular guy. I don't know how but that state is such a great state. The people are so incredible.
Yes.
And
Oh, so they don't know either. Jesus, what a waste of an article. Maybe American with Disabilities Act? Does he call him retarded, basically?
that state, and they love me and I love them. How does this guy get elected governor of Arkansas? But he's nasty always, and has been. A guy like Chris Christie, the guy left with a 8%, think of it, 8% approval rating in New Jersey. Now he's running for president. And he runs solely on the basis, let's get Trump. He's like a savage maniac. He's like a lunatic. and that's all he talks about. His poll numbers are very, very low. He's about 2%.
What's he like? You know him well.
No, I've been friendly with him over the years, but I couldn't give him a job because I just never trusted him very much. I was just never one of his people that really trusted him. I never gave him the job, and that's one of the reasons he feels so hurt and so betrayed. And I understand that. I really do. I understand it, but I never gave him. You know, he wanted to be different things. He was looking at different elements of the administration, and we decided. I decided just I didn't want to do it, and now I'm glad I did because you see. But you know, we had some great people. I had great people. We'll have even better people if we do this because now I know Washington. Before I didn't know Washington, but guys like Bill Barr were terrible. I mean, they were, I would say, Bushies. I say that with respect to the Bush family, but they were Bushies, and just it doesn't work out for us.
It was clear, this is kind of far afield, but it was just interesting. I read Barr's account of his time. He wrote a book about it.
Right.
His autobiography. And in it, he lies about Jeffrey Epstein's death. Clearly lies. Do you think Epstein killed himself sincerely?
I don't know. I will say that, you know, he was a...
What did he lie about Epstein's death for? Epstein almost certainly killed himself, by the way. That's like probably...
Honestly, now that you mentioned Tucker Carlson has that dog staring at a cupcake meme face.
Sure.
Fixture in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I don't know what Barr said about it either. I have no idea what he said. What did he say? He killed himself, probably?
He said he killed himself and that they were going to do this investigation. They never did the investigation. It's never been public.
Well,
and they hid it. And, like, why are they doing that?
He
And
didn't
clearly...
I thought they did have a huge, general lobby. I don't even know I don't know anything about you. What are we talking about? Fuck it. Hi, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for giving me this opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I had a interesting thing I wanted to discuss with you. Basically, how the election cycle, how the new president is going to influence the war in Ukraine. So there's a lot of people, basically so I'm Ukrainian, right? And a lot of people basically say that whoever supports Ukraine is the best candidate, right? Like, it's very obvious where our allegiances are. So what do you think? Is a Republican, is a Democrat going to be better for Ukrainian sovereignty, I would say?
I have no idea. It super depends on the Republican. If you get like a super mega populist guy like Trump or Vivek, then we're probably going to slowly withdraw support from Ukraine, would be my understanding. Maybe, or maybe they'd have so many advisors that would never happen. It sounded like people like Nikki Haley would be pretty hawkish on Ukraine, and that wouldn't happen. We would continue to support him.
So is there a line in a Republican Party that is just not popular? Because I've heard that some of them are like, you know what, Democratic Party is not doing enough. We actually would do even more for Ukraine, and that's kind of like they're getting points there.
Who said that?
I don't remember specifically. I've heard that when the war started and the Biden administration was kind of slow. I'm not super well versed in American politics, but that's what been spread around in Telegram channels and stuff. That some Republicans were saying that some Republicans did visit Ukraine recently to kind of, give like some promises, or I don't know what they were discussing. But is there no such sentiment in the Republican Party?
I mean, it's kind of divided right now between the populists and the establishment. The populists probably don't want to support Ukraine as much. The establishment probably would, but it's hard to say who's going to win the next election. So I don't know. Yeah.
Isn't correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the popular opinion in America that Ukraine should be supported? Shouldn't be they doubling down on that?
I think popular opinion is supported, but I think right now the majority of Americans think we need to send less aid. I think is what the polling data is right now.
Because like isolationism and stuff, like protecting the border.
Or just because people just hear numbers, they think they're big, and they're like, maybe it's enough. They stop caring, but yeah.
So some of the people in my chat were saying that, and if I understand this correctly, it's a complete bullshit, but they were saying that illegal immigrants in America were voting and stuff. That's not possible, right?
Yeah, there's no evidence that that's happening.
So it's just been spread by like Tucker Carlson and people like that?
Yeah, people always say maybe it's happening, but there's never been any evidence to show that it's happening.
Did you hear that he's going to have a conversation? He wants to have a conversation with Putin, this guy, Tucker Carlson?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Do you think it's gonna happen?
I don't know. Good question. Maybe. I'm not sure. Now that he's like fully independent, I guess he could if Putin wanted to. But yeah.
I have this. Maybe I don't know. I'm interested in your opinion on this. So you're pro free speech, right?
Yeah, generally, yeah.
Do you think that people like Tucker Carlson and like maybe Alex Jones should be prohibited from having a platform? Not by like government. Like, can't they? I don't know how your system works, but can't they like forbid them to speak publicly?
No, I think that I mean, you should have the right to speak. People should speak. You should be able to have your opinion aired and voiced, and yeah, it's how our democracy works.
Do you agree with that completely? Because you said recently something on stream that it's like you don't even know if people like the amount of like misinformation and just dumb shit that they're saying is just so bad that maybe they shouldn't have the ability to speak like that.
No, I mean, it sucks and it's annoying, but I mean, like, that's just part of living in a democracy. Is a lot of people are going to say stupid things that are probably bad and can be harmful, but I mean, that's part of like freedom of speech, right?
Well, yeah, but in Europe, for example, in some country, speech is to some extent policed. In Ukraine, obviously, right now, if you're like pro-Russian, you're gonna get fucked completely. That's what happened to that Coach Red Pill guy, which I also considered reporting to the SBU. I think that's like fair to protect your national interest. I think that Russia and maybe some other like countries like Iran and China are exploiting this like thing that you guys have, and you know,
I mean, I don't like the way that freedom of speech works in like Europe and shit. So I mean, I'm okay. They can run their things that way, but I like them. I think we enjoy greater freedoms over here. Like in Europe, people get like jailed for like, well, not jailed, but fined for like Nazi salutes or like calling people racial slurs on Twitter. I think that's a little bit too far.
I would agree with you there, but isn't there like so like, for example, is there a difference between Nick Fuentes doing that or some random guy doing that?
Is there I mean, yeah, there's a difference. What do you mean? Nick's got a bigger platform. He's a different person. What do you mean?
Right. So would you think it would be fair if there would be some kind of legislation or law or whatever the fuck it's called, where if you're big enough and you're like fucking brain dead and you're spreading harmful shit, should you get like fined and stuff?
No, because I mean, like, who decides what we fine people for? Do I want like Donald Trump?
Isn't that what technically happened to Alex Jones?
No, he didn't get fined. He got sued for, I think, for defamation, right?
You think that was I think that was a good thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they went to court and they proved their case, and yeah.
Do you think the government should be able to like sue and say, hey, what you're doing is harmful to people in the country, and maybe
no, that's part of our freedom of speech. Sometimes you can say things that might be harmful or cause harm, but that's part of the freedom of speech that we have in the United States.
So you're saying that the harm that is produced by freedom of speech is being outweighed by the good?
Yeah, that's part of the deal. That's part of the yeah.
Don't you think it's like kind of I feel like you're a pretty reasonable guy in a sense that you're trying to look at things from different perspectives and see what's the best solution. Isn't this kind of like going full on free speech as opposite of like Russia, where there's no free speech? I think both things are bad. Can't we find something in the middle, or do you think it's impossible?
Nope, I like where we're at right now. I like this. I don't think I would want like crackdowns on freedom of speech right now. I think it's in a good spot right now. Yeah.
Okay. I have another thing, if that's okay to ask. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
In Ukraine, there's a big kind of like movement with younger people. They kind of believe that, well, there's not a full-on movement, but a lot of people discuss this, that older people shouldn't have the right to vote. They're basically like too fucking stupid and too out of touch with reality, especially in Ukraine because they're like post-Soviet, and especially at the situation that we're having right now. A lot of young people blame them for the situation that we happen to be in. What is your stance on that? Should there be a cutoff?
You can't take away the right to vote just because you're getting old. No.
Well, they're taking away the right to like drive a car, for example, if you're too old. No?
Yeah, but your right to drive a car, you don't have a right to drive a car. That's like a privilege we enjoy. But you do have a right to vote. That's important. Yeah, cars are licensed things that states can give and take away. But yeah.
So, what if? What about people in the government having a cutoff at the age?
As long as, I mean, there should be qualifying things for doing jobs, but I mean, as long as they're qualified to do the job, like.
Don't you think that they could, be harmful or not allow the government to progress as quickly because they are old and because they don't understand, especially how the internet works and stuff like that?
That's part of our jobs as Americans and voting them in, right?
So you're basically saying that isn't it that like, but not all parts of your government people can vote on. People can get like appointed and stuff. No, am I wrong?
Yeah,
like,
they can get appointed. But I mean, like,
people...
if you want to like. If you don't like the way people are being appointed, then vote on different representatives. I don't think people care about age that much. They'll say it, but when it comes time to voting, I don't think they're picking that way.
There's been a lot of talk that Biden is like super old and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, he won the election. He won the primary, right?
Well, that's true that Trump is not much younger, though, right? His main opponent. So in principle, even, you would say that it's not very good, or would you say that it's maybe will produce better outcomes?
What will produce better outcomes?
Not allowing older people to vote.
No, I don't think it's good. If you're part of the country, you should probably, if you're paying tax, or I mean, like if you're functioning as part of the country.
You're not paying taxes.
No,
right?
if you're part of the country, the country is affecting you and everything like that. You should probably have a right to vote in the country, right?
It affecting you? Well, technically, I guess you're right there. It kind of affects them, but what if they're I don't know. The problem in Ukraine is that older people are like, not only they're out of touch with reality, but they're also very susceptible to like monetary incentives. And you could buy a lot of votes that way. And that's how Yanukovych, for example, got elected. In a sense, a lot of older people just got like a bag of fucking sugar or some shit.
Sure, but I mean, like, that's like everybody could be theoretically susceptible to that, right? Like, young people could be susceptible to it by like minimum wage hikes and stuff, right?
I guess you're right. I mean, I just look at, for example, Zelensky and that how he is the youngest president. I'm gonna be honest. The reason I voted for him was exactly that. That he is young, and I felt like he was in touch with. I guess from my perspective, right, from older people's perspective, I guess I see your point here. I voted for him because he has been in touch with the working class and with people who are my age, and he was proposing a lot of good changes, and I feel like there was a great choice. Not precisely because of in part of it as well, right? Because he understands how internet works. How I feel like he's been very successful in having this almost like a marketing approach to like how to market Ukraine to the world and how to drum up support. What do you think? Did the age allow him to do that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's part of your electoral strategy, right? I mean, you can appeal to different groups of people for different reasons, but I mean, that's part of getting elected, right?
Would you prefer a younger person, or do you not really give a fuck about like?
As long as they're qualified for the job, I think other things are going to be way more important than age.
Okay, I see. What do you, maybe the last thing, if I may, what do you think about voting electronically on your smartphone? Like there's ways to do that. I think we would be able to do that fairly soon, in my opinion. We did a lot of things with our e-governance app. It's absolutely fantastic, and it helped a lot during the war on how to distribute funds and stuff like that. Obviously, you understand how technology can improve those things. Would you be in favor of if you know it's a proven method, people voting like through their smartphone? Because I feel like it would capture that younger audience that doesn't want to go, doesn't want to vote, showing up that way, you know, and it maybe would bring younger people into politics.
I mean, it could, but I think the issue is I just don't think we have a way to do it like safely and securely yet. It creates like single points of failure that can sway a lot of different votes and everything. It seems like it's really hard to beat the idea of in-person paper ballot voting.
What do you think about like maybe local elections that way?
I don't know, if they want to try it locally, they could try it, I guess.
Right. Okay. All right. That's been interesting to chat with you. I also remember you had a discussion about like the hiring procedures and what people look at their resumes when they hire. If you ever want to chat about that, I also hire people at my job. I work in a software development company. So if, you know, we could chat again or something. I kind of been a kind of been a fan. Don't want to dick ride too much, but yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
All right.
Have
All right. If I may shout myself out, I also stream on Kick.
Yeah, go for it.
I stream about Ukraine and war and stuff that's going on. Ukrainian perspective. Live in Ukraine currently, so check out me at kick.com/TOPSEN, Topsen. So yeah, I'd appreciate it. Thanks for the convo, man.
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
excellent. Have fun, be careful.
Have a good one.
Barr knew.
Wow, here you go, guys. Fascinating. Oh my goodness. Close enough.
I'm an idiot.
But why would Bill Barr be covering up the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Bill Barr didn't do an investigation on the election fraud either, okay? He said he did.
Neither of
and he
those two things are
pretended
true.
did,
He lied
but
about both of
didn't.
those things.
McSwain, the U.S. attorney in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, said Barr just wouldn't let him do it. It was crazy. Barr became so petrified, so frightened of being impeached. They were going to impeach him. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
It's not a big moment in history. But they said, we're going to impeach. You know, they play a much rougher game, the left, the lunatics. And they were going to impeach Bill Barr, and he was petrified. Now, how do you not get impeached? Don't do any of this stuff. But he didn't do the job there. I don't know what he did with Epstein, but possibly he didn't.
Do you think it's
that.
possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide. He had a life with, you know, beautiful homes and beautiful everything, and he all of a sudden he's incarcerated and not doing very well. I would say that he did, but there are those people. There are many people. I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
You think so?
I think the closer you look, I'm not a conspiracy person at all. I believe everything I hear. But yeah, the closer you look into it, I mean, the Attorney General of the United States, your Attorney General, clearly lied about the Epstein death.
Yeah,
And
he was.
Why?
He was certainly. It wasn't well done. They had no cameras. They had no anything. Everybody was sleeping, and you know, a case could be made. Look, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I can tell you, a case could be made either way. But it certainly wasn't the most well-run place.
So the reason I'm asking you is I'm looking at the trajectory since 2015 when you got into politics, you know, for real, and then won. It started with protests against you, massive protests,
Right.
organized protests by the left, and then it moved to impeachment twice,
Right.
and now indictment. I mean, the next stage is violence. Are you worried that they're going to try and kill you? Why wouldn't they try and kill you, honestly?
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick. You have great people in the Democrat Party. You have great people that are Democrats. Most of the people in our country are fantastic, and I'm representing everybody. I'm not just Republicans or conservatives. I represent everybody. I'm the president of everybody. But I've seen what they do. I've seen the lengths that
That's cute that he stole that Biden talking point.
they go to. When they make up the Russia, when that's exposed and they go down, and Barr should have gone after them, and other people should have gone after. And they did very late, because the Durham report came out. It was fairly good. It could have been a lot tougher, I guess, but it was fairly good. But it explained how corrupt it was. I'll tell you who did a great job was the Inspector General Horowitz. He did a phenomenal report. You didn't have to go to Durham. He did it on Comey and on, I guess, McCabe and some others, and it was a vicious, it was basically a true report, how bad they are. But these people are sick people. These are people that I think they hate our country. You want to know the truth. When you see open borders, when you see these policies that they have, and so many other things, it's so sad to see. You know, we have a country that's very fragile right now. I've never seen, I will say, look, I ran in 16, which was 15, but I ran in 16, election in 16, and there was tremendous spirit. In 20, there was even more spirit. We got millions and millions more votes. You know, it wasn't even a contest. People said, well, what'd you think of 20? I said, we did much better. We did. You got to base it on the number of votes. We got many more votes in 20 than we did in 16. But the election was rigged. It was a rigged election. But
This is really... Is it going to be like 40 minutes of softball? Questions? Is that it? Or... Let me grab a drink. Hold on. Guys, I'm fucking dying. Ugh. I feel like I want to sleep. I might be going to sleep soon. Ben Shapiro raising at Tucker for this interview. Raging.
And with COVID, they use COVID to cheat in a lot of different things. And
the nature of this particular interview was just Tucker not asking him anything remotely difficult. The most difficult question that he asked Trump was whether Epstein killed himself, to which Trump said, yeah, probably. But Tucker... I mean, listen, Tucker has principles, obviously. He speaks about them regularly. Alrighty, folks, while the Republicans were having their debate for, the people who are not Trump, Trump was actually just counter-programming it with Tucker. Donald Trump assessed this debate in his own way. As you would predict, he's a big fan of Ramaswamy, which demonstrates once again that he is not running against Ramaswamy, nor is Vivek running against him. He, at one point, tweeted out, this answer gave Vivek a big win in the debate because of a thing called truth. Thank you, Vivek. That would be with regard to Vivek explaining that he was the best president of the 21st century. Of course, again, Trump, I think, had a pretty good time probably watching the debate. He was attacking Chris Christie. He was attacking Nikki Haley a little bit. He went after, for sure, DeSantis. But overall, nothing really happened in the debate that I think shook Trump's lead. Meanwhile, Trump's surrogates were complaining that they were blocked from the spin room, which they should be blocked from the spin room. If your candidate doesn't show up for the debate, you don't get to go to the spin room and then jabber about the other candidates. It's kind of ridiculous. But here was Don Jr. complaining about it last night.
Right now, trying to ban people from actually having discourse about politics.
How un-American.
Probably shouldn't surprise any of us. But that's what it is. And I've been told by others that I would be able to go in. So they said we were able to go in, then they said they weren't.
Told by others? What does that mean? These guys are actually crying that they weren't allowed to do interviews after the debate when they didn't fucking show up for the debate? How fucking stupid can you be? Am I missing something?
Now that we're here, and the candidate that
said you can't go in the spin room.
They're telling me right
He's
now,
saying
Fox
Fox
won't
said
let
that.
me into the spin
But
room.
that's what the American people should know. This is the kind of
They're
network
telling
they
him, he
are.
works for security here, but they're telling him that I'm not allowed to go in there. Because the candidates that
Well, I
they've
mean, if
been
your dad showed
boosting
up to the
while
debate, you could go.
simultaneously trying
I
to
don't
cut down
understand.
Trump for the last, 2 years? Didn't perform as they had hoped. So they can't have someone who can maybe be a representative of my father. Just like a few weeks ago when I was canceled after the first indictment, I was scheduled to go on. And about 5 minutes before
I'm
on,
sorry.
I found
This
out
is silliness. This is silliness. If your candidate doesn't show up to the debate, you don't get to put your person in the spin room. I mean, that seems like fairly fair on every level, especially because Trump was getting plenty of attention of his own. He did an interview with Tucker Carlson on Twitter, X. Apparently, it has some 200 million views. Now, worth explaining here that every time you scrolled past the video on Twitter and spent longer than 2 seconds on it, that counts as a view. So is that equivalent to actually watching a national televised debate? Those views are not in any way equivalent, but those are a big number nonetheless. And Trump, had it easy. Tucker asked him 0 hard questions. Tucker did not press him on pretty much anything. It wasn't a serious interview. I mean, I've seen Tucker do serious interviews where he asks hard questions of people. This was clearly not that interview. It doesn't mean that Trump wasn't funny. So for all those who think that Vivek is another Trump, I don't think anybody's another Trump. Trump is a deeply funny human being. I mean, the guy has like a real sense of humor. The contrast is sort of Trump is the 7th grade bully who says things about people that are inherently funny. Right? He's the guy who makes fun of that guy for being fat, and he's the guy who makes fun of that guy for being slow, and he's that guy. Vivek is the guy who got into Harvard, lets every single person in the room know about it, and then makes fun of you for owning like a 1987 Honda Civic while he has a Benz. It's not quite the same sense of humor, and one is a lot kind of sharper and more divisive. In any case, I'll give you an example. Vivek's joke last night about Nikki Haley or his attack on her is that she was hired by Raytheon or some such. Trump's attack on Joe Biden is that he looks like he walks on toothpicks, which is hysterically funny. Here's Donald Trump last night.
But he's a corrupt person, so corrupt that I took the name off Hillary. You know, I don't do two people at one time. I took the crooked Hillary and I retired the name. That was a good day for her. I bet she was very happy. And I used it for Joe because it's Crooked Joe. But Joe is really...
But you don't think he's going to make it to November of 24?
Well, I think he's worse mentally than he is physically. And physically, he's not exactly a triathlete or any kind of an athlete. You look at him, he can't walk to the helicopter.
When Daily Wire pivots, when Trump gets a nomination, I hope their Smooth Brain subscribers ditch them. Well, I think the Daily Wire probably consider themselves fans of the Republican Party and they want what's good for the Republican establishment. And running Trump again is probably just a really bad idea. Like, the idea of running a president again against the same president that he lost to already is just a phenomenally bad idea. And it's just so scary. And if Trump won, he doesn't even have his incumbent advantage. Like, they're going to have to run again afterwards because he's only a one-term president, because he's already had one term. Like, it's just, there are so many reasons why, like, running Trump is just such a bad idea. And, yeah, I don't know.
He walks. He can't lift his feet out of the grass. You know, it's only 2 inches at the White House, right? That's not a lot. But you watch him, and it looks like he's walking on toothpicks. So, and then you see him on the beach where he can't lift a chair. You know, those chairs are meant to be light, right? They're like 2 ounces.
Yeah.
You lift them up. He can't lift a chair. He can't walk to the chair. And I don't know what they're doing with the beach. You know, this beach is seeming to play a big role, but they love pictures of him on the beach. I think he looks terrible on the beach.
Inimitable. I mean, like that's it. I mean, you can't imitate it, but you can't duplicate it, man. He is an insult comic, right? I mean, that's what the guy does for a living, and he insult comicked his way to being president of the United States. Whether he can do it again is another question. But I mean, like, no one on the stage can do that, obviously. Like, is that a quality that you need in a president? Probably not. Is it really funny? Yeah, it's really, really funny. Let's talk about the fact that your cell phone, it's in desperate need of replacement. You know, as you have your cell phone longer and longer, your battery life basically degrades, and so now you can't go outside for 5 minutes without the thing dying. Well, you know all those signs. This is why you should check out Pure Talk. Why? Well, because you can upgrade to a new 5G Samsung Galaxy from Pure Talk for free. Get a free 5G Samsung Galaxy today with 2-day battery life, edge-to-edge display, ultra-strong Gorilla.
Why would our segment of that be battery life issues? What?
Glass when you sign up for Pure Talk's unlimited talk, text, and 15 gig data plan for just $35 a month. Plus, it comes with a mobile hotspot. If you're not using Pure Talk, you're simply paying too much. Get all the data you could ever need for half the price of the big carriers on America's most dependable 5G network. Head on over to puretalk.com/Shapiro for your free, super durable 5G Samsung Galaxy when you switch on over to Pure Talk.
What is a 5G
Again, visit
Samsung
puretalk.com/Shapiro. Make the switch to my cell phone company, Pure Talk. It's the official wireless partner of the Daily Wire. I do all my business phone calls on Pure Talk.
How many different Galaxy phones are there?
Which means a lot to me since, you know, I run a very large business. You should also do the same. Great coverage. They don't hate your guts. Go check them out right now. And when you do, you can upgrade to that new 5G Samsung Galaxy from Pure Talk for free. That's puretalk.com/Shapiro. I don't know about you. This summer heat in South Florida, it is really, really hot outside. But there's some...
South Florida, Ben, why aren't we hanging out?
You should not be sweating this summer. That is the price of meat. Thanks to Good Ranchers, you don't have to. Your price can be locked in for 2 years. You might be thinking a price lock guarantee on meat. Yes, it is amazing. It's amazing because, again, those prices are going up, so why not lock that in? Good Ranchers is the only meat company locking in your price with their industry-first price lock guarantee. Since 2021, they've been helping people combat the inflation of the meat aisle as well as the mystery of it as well. It turns out over 85% of all grass-fed beef is imported from overseas. And so not only is store-bought meat expensive, often it's low foreign quality as well. But when you subscribe to Good Ranchers, you're getting a guaranteed price and a trusted 100% American source for your favorite cuts. You can save on your beef, chicken, and pork by locking in your price today. Every single steakhouse quality cut is individually wrapped and flash frozen to make mealtime easy. So,
damn, why didn't I can do this?
head on over to goodranchers.com. Use my code Ben for $30 off any box. That is promo code Ben at goodranchers.com. Again, goodranchers.com. That's American meat delivered. Goodranchers.com. They made me a kosher steak one time. I gotta tell you, it was unbelievable. Their meat is that good, I think, for everybody else who doesn't keep kosher. Go check them out right now. Goodranchers.com. Use my code Ben for $30 off any box. The nature of this particular interview was just Tucker not asking him anything remotely difficult. The most difficult question that he asked Trump was whether Epstein killed himself, to which Trump said, yeah, probably. But Tucker, I mean, listen, Tucker has principles, obviously. He speaks about them regularly. This would have been a great opportunity for him to ask the former president and leading Republican candidate about some of those principles. He didn't do any of it. Instead, he sort of, I mean, how soft were the softballs that Tucker was throwing to Donald Trump? He asked Donald Trump to rip on Mike Pence by suggesting that Donald Trump had always been very nice to Mike Pence. This question is so bizarre. I don't even know what to say about this.
You've always been nice to Pence. I've never heard you criticize Pence. You've defended him in public many, many times. He's out there attacking you. What is that?
What?
So Mike wants to run for president. You got to understand. In my opinion, Mike
Has been okay.
Pence had the absolute right to send the votes back to the legislatures. The Democrats and everybody said, you don't have the right. In other words, what I said
It is so wild that Trump still maintains this, that he could ask his vice president of the United States to reject the vote. This is such a fucking wild line of thinking. Oh my God.
Is he a human conveyor belt? You mean if he finds fraud in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, in any of these states?
I don't care about Trump's answer. It's Tucker's question that's absurd. You've always been nice to Mike Pence? The actual what?
Whoa.
What?
Isn't it against his religion to swear or something?
Okay, for those who have a memory of a goldfish, let me remind you of a time when Donald Trump suggested, nay, said outright, that Mike Pence had the unilateral capacity to overthrow an American election, essentially called him a coward, suggested that he would be forced to do so, and then when Mike Pence called him from the Capitol building on January 6th, because the Capitol building was under assault, he basically did nothing. You were always very nice to Mike Pence is one of the craziest Orwellian statements I've ever heard. You were always very nice to Mike Pence is an insane statement. That's like, truly, that's a crazy, crazy question. But that was the nature of this, interview, which again, softball interview on Twitter, did it counter program Fox? Not really. I watched both, but I doubt very many people actually did. And Tucker did ask him one question that was of relevance, but then he didn't press him on it. He said, they stole it last time. Why wouldn't they steal it this time? Now, the question you should have asked is, we all know they're going to, you say that you won the election last time, and if you're Tucker, you believe that's true, apparently, or you at least believe enough of it that you're willing to say it. The question to Trump should be, okay, how are you going to unsteal it? Right? I mean, that's like a question that, whether you love Trump, whether you hate Trump, like, that's a really good question that Trump has never answered. You say the election was stolen in 2020, but you won. But it was stolen, but you won. So, let's say the same thing happens this time. What is your plan to unsteal the election? Can you name how you're going to overcome all of this? Can you lay out, like, your electoral strategy? How are you going to get out the vote? What kind of budgeting are you dedicating to, say, grassroots organizing? What sort of budget are you dedicating to your legal team? What sort of legal measures are you preparing? Do you have ballot watchers? Do you have vote counters? Like, how exactly is this going? Like, that would be a useful question. How much of your Trump campaign fund is being dedicated to, say, your legal expenses in Georgia, as opposed to building up the infrastructure necessary to preserve an election that you win if you say that you won 2020? Is that the question Tucker asked? Now, he asked him the question of, like, why are people so mean to you?
And immediately after the election, they met rhinos, could name them all, and Democrats, and they approved legislation that takes away the right of the vice president to do it. So I said, so you're saying I was right. The vice president did have the right to do it, and they said, yes, he did.
So if you're saying they stole it from you last time, why wouldn't they do the same this time?
Oh, well, they're going to be trying, yeah. And not only me, these people are sick. They will go after them, and a lot of people say they won't be able to hold up. I do get credit for holding up quite well, I must tell you. I think it's...
How do you do that? How do you get indicted, every week and stay cheerful?
I think it's a lot easier because I'm so high in the polls, because it means the people get it.
As long as he's high in the polls, it's okay to get indicted.
People see it's a fraud.
Okay, so that's what the entire interview was. That's not counter-programming, I'm sorry. That really is not. I mean, it's just a propaganda 45-minute softball for Trump. That's all that is. I mean, just realistically speaking, you may love it. Maybe that's your bag, but that's what it is. And how are you simultaneously so brave and yet so humble? And that's what that interview was. Are you tired of the lies and the twist of the mainstream media talking?
Yes, I am. Why do you think he uses a clip on mic and this microphone here? Which one are we hearing him speaking to?
to them. And a lot of people.
How do you get in?
The people see.
For Trump. That's all.
It sounds like a high quality mic, but is it usually these little dots are on the front of the mic? Is it backwards? There's no way they'd have it fucked up. I wonder if he uses this one to talk to his crew. It's for fashion. Cosmetic mic. Alright, listen, I love you guys. I'm gonna, like, take a nap. I feel like shit. I think, hopefully tomorrow we're good. Or I might come back tonight. I don't know, we'll see. I'm feeling out of it. My head is fuzzy, alright? I got the long Swedish flu. Read the comments. Ben's audience, as much as they're trying to be establishment Republicans that are not siding with Trump blindly, I feel like a lot of his audience is probably still going to be squarely in the pro-Trump camp. And I think most of these comments seem to be pretty pro-Trump, so. No. Apparently, there's an article from The Atlantic saying the Constitution prohibits Trump from ever being president again. We should read this at some point. I just need to. But, alright. I love you guys. I might be back later. I'll be back tomorrow. Be careful, my duders. Stay safe.